Welcome to the 2025 Big Z Sports High School Football Preview Show, presented by the Keim Company, live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Tonight, the Big Z Sports team will preview the upcoming season and talk with area coaches to get you ready for the 2025 high school football season. Now, let's head to the Hartzler Quality Housing Mobile Studio, live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue.
Welcome into the 2025 Big Z Sports Preview Show presented by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Chris Kale, Roger Metzger, and Bailey from Sammy Sue's hanging out with you. We got a great show lined up, don't we, Roger? 14 coaches.
Absolutely. You told me 14 coaches. I'm going, man, that's a lot of coaches to deal with tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot of coaches to deal with. We've got a lot of coaches in the house. We'll have coaches interviewing coaches.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool. We see we'll say Hall of Fame coaches interviewing coaches.
I know. How about that?
That'll be pretty cool. And, we've got a great show lined up for you. Again, all brought to you by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's. And first, Bailey, thank you so much. You've been running around here like crazy, getting everybody served before we went on the air. We appreciate you so much.
I appreciate to have you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to us. I know Sam and Chris are both busy, so you're filling in for them tonight. Ooh. You almost just got a bird land on you.
Yeah.
We got nests everywhere.
Well, but that's all right. So talk to me about what's coming up at Sammy Sue's Barbecue as we get towards the fall.
So each fall we have a fall menu that we bring out. We work on it each manager meeting. I know our burn ends are very popular, so we're trying to bring that into our menu. Coming up this weekend, we have our block party. We try to do it once a year. We have bands from Kelly Goodrich, Kirsten Rochelle. We have the Vaughn brothers. Lots of fun for kids, bounce house, face painting. A lot of vendors are coming, so things like paparazzi jewelry. We have people who make homemade things, scented wax melts. If you're looking to make your house smell good, they're really good. And we have a mechanical bull, or a mechanical wrecking ball. So if you guys want to come out.
And you haven't even talked about the food yet.
Well, the food's very good.
Oh, it's very good.
Yes, it is.
As everybody's here mauling on it.
Had my pregame meal here tonight. I'm happy about it.
Everything's made from scratch. In-house, our beautiful prep works over here. Each morning they're in at 9 a.m. They prep it to make sure that we have it in-house for everybody to serve. We do caterings a lot, weddings. That's our biggest thing right now is weddings. Anytime you need something, we're there. We try our hardest. Sam and Chris are great people, so great community to be in and great place to work. So
I think this is the first time I did not have an outsider Sammy.
Yeah, what'd you have? You had the wings.
I had wings, and they were fabulous. Listen, I remember, and me and the wife still do order wings, but we'll come in and get an outsider or something, or she'll get a brisket sandwich or whatever. But ordering wings and taking them home is always a kind of a thing that we like to do, and the boneless wings here are outstanding.
Our
you
fried
didn't have
wings.
no zing-zang, though.
I know.
Listen,
hot
I
bacon
yell
honey
at Sam.
mustard is our special sauce.
I yell at Sam all the time, and every time I say, you got to let me know when you got zing-zang.
A lot of people like it.
No,
A lot of people like it.
I'm stupid here. What's zing zang?
Oh, it's good.
It's like a tangy, sweet, hot barbecue. Each week on Thursdays and Tuesdays for our wing days, we run special wing sauces that you can get.
Okay.
I'm a spicy garlic fan. You got spicy garlic.
Yep.
But
Good
fried,
stuff.
you got to do the bone-in fried.
See, I like the bone-in fried, too. I like the smoked, right? And then, of course, the brisket here is second to none with the pulled pork. And, the outsider Sammy, of course, is my favorite. But I didn't get it this year for whatever reason. Maybe it'll bring me better luck that I didn't get it. I don't know. I've had run of crappy luck, so it's all good. But, so with fall coming, the block party, everything else, talk to us about some of the catering stuff as we get towards, like, football games and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so Friday nights we like to cater you guys up at Dover.
Yep.
Sam puts together, very busy woman, works very hard. She puts together everything to make sure you guys are good. Anything from like the wings, the pork, the brisket, things like that. Our delicious brownie explosion you guys are going to get to try. So good. I had it at my wedding. Oh my gosh, it was
I'm sold to that.
Fabulous. It's so good. No, they work very hard to make sure that we get the catering season, especially with Christmas and companies, things like that. We all day, every day for catering. So definitely.
I like it. Well, hey, thank you so much. Listen, go over there and talk to the sports director and make sure you get like the biggest tip of the year this year, because you're having to go through all of this craziness and serve all these ding dong football people.
And you've just started, right? So you still got a ways to go here tonight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Came in at 4, so
we'll
be here all night.
Man, you're getting. When you looked on your calendar and said I got to go in there on Thursday, you thought, boy. But guess what? Adam's going to hook you up in a little bit, so you'll be happy.
Okay, I'll chase after him if not.
All right, absolutely. Again, that's Bailey from Sammy Sue's. When we come back, we've got Coach right here on the 2025 Big Z Sports Preview Show presented by the Keim Company.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Let the experts at Bear Carpet One in Sugar Creek help you pick out the right window treatment for you. Bear is now carrying Alta Window Fashions. Their cost-effective, made-in-America blinds and shades come in many styles. Honeycomb, roller shades, wood, faux wood, aluminum, and vertical blinds. Even custom shutters in many fabrics and materials. Alta blinds and shades can be automated through a remote, smartphone, or even voice. Come check out Bear's Alta display. Bear Carpet One, just off Route 39 in the Strasburg Plaza in Sugar Creek.
Are you ready to make a difference in a young person's life? Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Ohio has 88 children waiting for a mentor. As a mentor, you will spend as little as 4 hours a month with your little, guiding them, listening, and helping them discover their full potential. Your time and your kindness can change the course of their future. By becoming a Big, you're not just volunteering, you're defending the potential of a child, giving them an opportunity to dream big and reach higher. Visit www.bigs4kids.com to sign up and help us make sure that no child has to wait. Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Ohio. Defend the potential and become a Big today.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Z Sports Preview Show presented by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Chris Kale, Roger Metzger here with you. Our first coach of the evening, head coach Anthony Hayes, in his 8th season of the Harrison Central Huskies. And their game breakdown all year long brought to you by the Milestone Company with offices in Caddis, Steubenville, and New Philadelphia. Coach, 2-8 last season. I know that's not where you wanted. 1-3 in the Buckeye 8. It's not what you wanted, but you got a big win to start things off against Claymont. But the one thing I want to talk about, you added 4 new teams to your schedule this year.
Yeah, correct. Yep. We're getting ready to restart the revamped version of the Buckeye 8 with some new additions. So football scheduling takes place next year. So we had a couple one-year contracts we needed to fill out. Bel Air will continue to stay on there in a Buckeye 8. Yep. And Newcomerstown's new, so that's a one-year deal at Newcomerstown. Akron North's a one-year deal, and the Weir Red Riders, who's a long-time rival from past years, they're going to be on for multiple years. Yeah, that's a really cool deal that you guys can add 4 new teams, and then of course we will have you against Newcomerstown, down there in week number 2. I think we got you in week 1 too. So Harrison Central getting a little bit of love from Big Z Sports twice this year to kick things off. We're excited to continue to cover you guys, and great things last year. Hopefully, we bring you more wins in year number 2, right? Yeah, you guys might be the curse. I don't know.
We bring Big Z Sports karma, not curse.
That's right. No, listen, we're excited to be a part of this. You guys, prior to us being a part of it at Harrison Central, I followed you guys throughout the years, and I've always thought you've done a wonderful job. Creating great exposure for the kids on each football team, but also for all the sports and schools and communities. The amount of exposure that you provide for these communities and the young people that are involved in it, it's outstanding. And so the opportunity for us to kind of work ourselves in and be a part of it, we just couldn't be more excited.
Well, Anthony, I know it's early, but how do you view the 2025 season here? What are you looking for as far as your team goes?
Well, obviously we want to be healthy. That's the one thing, and it's when you're coming off a 2-8 season.
You got hit with an injury bug last year.
Yeah, we lost quite a bit last year, and small schools, any school really, you lose your quote unquote best players. It's really tough to make up for. But for us this year, we just need to continue to get closer. Last year, anytime you face adversity, the one thing you hope doesn't happen is your team starts to splinter.
Sure.
And that's my job to keep that intact, and I didn't do a very good job of that last year. And that falls on me. So, we put emphasis this year, starting with myself first, to make sure that, we can kind of keep the water out of the boat And we talk to our kids all the time about, you have boats or ships on water and they don't sink, and they weigh so much, the poundage of it is so huge, but they never sink until water gets in. So we got to make sure we keep all the bad stuff out of our ship and make sure, and that's my job as a coach, to make sure we keep it right and keep all the negative stuff outside of it and continue to grow closer as a team. And if we do that, then, I think we can have success. As far as putting a number on it, I don't know. I just know that we can be more successful than we were last year.
Right.
Well, and Coach, you talk about overcoming adversity. Not a lot of 2-8 seasons at Harrison Central. Let's just be honest.
Sure.
But sometimes schools go through that. Does it make you coach differently? Does it re-energize you when something like that happens, knowing that, hey, I got to step in and step up my game? You talked about a little self-reflection and having to look in the mirror. What does that look like for you personally?
I think when I was younger, it was chomping at the bit to get to the next year as quick as you can. Right. And I thought that, for the longest time when I was a younger coach, I thought that was the answer. But now as I've gotten older, I realized the answer is you got to use that time between seasons to fix whatever issues you have. And the majority of those times, that issues are either attitude related. We talk about culture as a buzzword. Everybody talks about that, and we kind of define it as how we do everything.
Sure.
So, from my standpoint now as a little older coach, I've used that time to self-reflect, like you said, and start listing things that I can improve on first before I can increase the expectations for anybody else. And I went through that process all winter, writing things down, thinking about things, questioning myself to make sure I was doing what I needed to do. And then after that point, then we started creating the blueprint on how we can get back on track.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is your 8th season. Can you believe you've been at Harrison Central for 8 years as the head man? Can you believe that?
I'm almost 50. I'm getting close to 50, right? I'm not as old as Wally is.
I wish I were
I'm not as old as Wally is over there at Garaway, but it goes so fast, and everybody tells you that. You guys, have children and stuff, and every time you lose a class of kids, the older I've gotten, the harder it is, because those kids walk out that door and you grow such a tight bond with them. You love them. Hopefully they love you as well. And you build that relationship with them. It goes beyond the game of football. And I looked back and I was trying to count seasons when so-and-so graduated. I couldn't remember what year it was, and I thought, oh, my gosh. Yeah. But it's, 8 seasons has gone by really fast. 7, working on the 8th right now. But I'm getting a little older, but I still feel good, and I'm excited about the game, and I'm excited about being around kids, and I'm blessed to have a lot of the coaches on my staff had either played with me in high school or I coached them. So, I'm very blessed to have those guys.
That's important. That's important.
Very important. Yeah. It's I see young coaches, and we talk about, when they get jobs or they're applying for jobs, and I always tell them, the most important thing is you got to have somebody in your building that you can trust, somebody within your program that you can trust, and there's no better way for that to happen than guys who played for you or guys who played with you.
Sure.
So.
Yep. And Coach, before we let you go, I want to bring up a couple returners that you have, and you can fill us in on some other names to kind of keep an eye on with the Huskies this year. Of course, you bring back your signal caller, senior Brady Heyer, Jacob Keto, Chaz Culbertson, Kane Dunkel. Who else we got? Bo Ranks. So you bring back some talent, and some of those kids that got a lot of playing time last year. Who else can we look for this year out of the Huskies?
We returned 4 of our 5 starting offensive linemen. Dylan Walters, he plays guard for us. He's 6'8", 335. Really good sized kid. Our starting center, Nate Dokowski. Nate's been starting now. This is his 2nd year for us. We have Jaden Harris up front, who started 3 years now. And then we have our sophomore now, Hunter Snyder, who started last year as a freshman for us. As the season kind of progressed and went through injuries, he got a lot of significant playing time. And then we have a lot of, I've been blessed at Harrison Central during my time, and we seem to always have a good back. And when we do, we're pretty good.
Yeah, Michael was pretty special.
Yeah, he and an even better kid too, by the way. Yeah. He's so this year, we have good backs. We just don't have that big horse, so we're going to play. We're going to play 5 or 6 running backs throughout the course of a game in meaningful time. And at the receiver position, again, we're not as deep up front as we have been, but we're very deep at the skill position. So we'll have some freshmen, some talented freshmen that are 3-sport athletes that'll be in a mix at receiver. We're looking forward to it. I'm excited for the kids. They're excited. I can't believe it's already here.
I know.
But, It's the greatest 10 weeks. Not only is it the fastest, it's the greatest 10 weeks of the year.
There you go.
So we're excited about it.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Coach. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come up here, talk a little Husky football, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Head coach Anthony Hayes of the Harrison Central Huskies. Again, their game breakdown brought to you by the Milestone Company. We'll be back with the Big Z Sports 2025 preview show brought to you by the Keim Company right after this.
Find your path to success at Buckeye Career Center. Buckeye students earned over 3,000 industry-recognized credentials this past school year, and over 130 students participated in our School to Work program or an internship at a local business. Let us help you get a jump start on your future in a career of landscaping and turf management, pharmacy technician, HVACR, CAD development and design, or any of our over 30 programs. Enroll today for next school year by visiting BuckeyeCareerCenter.org.
When you're traveling to the game, there's a great way to see your directional map on a new radio from Cartoons in New Philly. Just plug in your phone, and all your maps and apps and Bluetooth devices are right on your radio. Cartoons carries a wide...
It was 21-13 late. You were battling. Right. Smithville come down to the very end, and like you said, you're bringing a lot of talent back. So who's some of them key guys you got back this year, and where are they playing?
Oh, boy, where do I start? One, we have Jackson Jenks. You know, he's also a basketball player, and he came back. He's about 6'4", and, really, really skilled.
Yeah, really good baseball player, too.
Yes. He's a three-sport athlete.
Yep.
And
that's important.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he was coming in, and he was hitting the weights hard over the winter. Even during his sports, he was coming in when he wasn't playing. He was in there lifting weights, and he's definitely much bigger, very confident as a receiver. When you throw it up, his catch radius is crazy. Yeah. And that showed a lot during our 7-on-7 season. We were very successful during our 7-on-7 season. We won 2 of them, and and the kids we have a lot of confidence now. Now, we play Canton South tomorrow night. So, that's
a good test.
That's going to be a great test. It's a great test for us. I told the kids, we're really excited about it, because, we looked at film. We exchanged film with them. And they are, they're going to have a good team this year. Mm-hmm. And it's going to test us, And now I'm only going to play, my running backs, maybe I'll play a quarter.
Right.
And, my linemen, I want them to get a half of football in. And the main thing I'm watching I'm most concerned is with my line, because they got some big guys up front, and I want to see how we compete against them. And and I really think that we will compete against them. So.
Well, and you say you're kind of looking at the line. That's because you got a lot of skill kids back, and if you get the ball in their hands, it's going to be up for that line to block, right? So McMorrow, you bring him back. You bring back your quarterback in Carson Golick.
Yes.
Your all-time school record leader in a single game, Mason Bailey.
Yes.
Braylon Mullen.
Yes.
I mean, you've got a lot of talent on this team coming back, Coach.
And you know what? And these kids really worked hard, during the offseason.
Yeah.
They really, really did. Some of those guys started in January. So, we went with the 6 a.m. look, 6 a.m. in the weight room. And, we had this thing, what we call the 21 Club. And 21 Club is with the philosophy of that if you can do something for 21 consecutive times, it becomes a habit. And so, so we challenged the kids, to come to 21 consecutive workouts. And the great thing is that some of our kids had their 21 workouts in March.
That's awesome.
And it worked. They kept coming back.
Yep.
They didn't stop lifting.
Made it routine.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we ended up with 46 kids
that
awesome. Made the 21 Club. And that was good. That was exciting.
Yeah.
And
I think it showed the other day when I attended the scrimmage. I got to come down and watch play Toronto, and I seen a big improvement on the defense on getting to the football as a team.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were flying to the ball.
Yes.
Guys were tackling. There was a few missed tackles, but the thing was there was 4 or 5 guys behind them.
And that's something we stress. And I'm going to tell you that's one thing that I think we have is we have a very fast defense.
Oh, you were playing fast.
Yeah, and our defensive linemen are athletes.
Yep.
They're not just big guys. These guys are big athletes.
Yeah, because the one time Moose broke through there and all you heard in that place was Moose, So, it was crazy. He had a big hit there. And then, like you said, I seen a young guy out there, Dawson Matzel, made a great play at the goal line on a big stand.
Yeah.
And I think you got the McGar boy. And then you figure, and you got McMorrow is going to be outstanding, I think, on defense.
Oh, yeah.
And then one thing I caught was 2 freshmen.
Yeah.
Lucas Delpez and Colin Akers, both freshmen at the defensive end. They were playing great.
I wish I could hide those guys. Those guys they're going to be good, and they're going to help us this year. There's no doubt about it because, those kids worked hard also.
And that's the thing I take is you got your guys that we all talk about, but there was a lot of guys down there the other day making plays that was new names to me.
Well, you know what? That's why I was telling people that, we got 11 guys with starting experience, and not all 11 of those guys are starting.
Right.
Some of these kids outworked them.
Right.
And so, they can run around with their lips hanging out all they want, but, hey, you're competing. Right. If you can't beat this guy out, I'm not just going to put you in because I like you.
Yep.
So that's competition is key. We got some positions that we still haven't decided yet, and that's a good thing.
And Coach, before we let you go and let you get back to your Sammy Seuss, because I know you got your food over there, 3 straight at home after opening on the road. So talk to me about how key it's going to be for your team in those first 4 games to start stacking up a couple wins and get it rolling downhill, right?
I tell you what, it all starts with Harrison Central, and Claymont has not beaten Harrison Central since 2011. Claymont has not won an opening game since 2011. And so we got a lot of things to motivate us to really want to get out there and do a good job. And if we could come out and play well against Harrison Central, that will set the tone for those next 3 games. I'm telling you, if we beat Harrison Central, it's going to be standing room only in that stadium when Smithville comes in.
I agree with you, Coach. I think you guys have the potential to get off to a hot start.
Yes.
We're looking forward to covering you down the line. Mm-hmm. And look, I think you're changing this culture.
Oh, yeah.
In Claymont, and I'm looking forward to seeing how far you guys are going to go as you continue to build this program.
Yep.
We appreciate you joining us, and wish you nothing but the best of luck, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it, and like I said, we're excited. Like I said, it's going to tell a lot. We're praying no injuries tomorrow night.
Yes.
That's a key thing. Cause
everybody.
Yeah, we're playing a really good team. I just said I don't care about the score or anything. I just want to see how hard you guys are going to play.
Yep.
We'll get you out of there, get the younger guys in there, let them get some experience against a good team. So it's an exciting time down there, and it's all going to start with Harrison Central. We need to do a good job against a good team. Coach Hayes does a really good job with those guys, and the great thing about it is, the good thing about it, they're going to come in expecting to beat Claymont. Claymont doesn't beat Harrison Central.
Right.
So they're going to be expecting to win. And I got to get my team in that mode. We don't want to go in hoping to win. Let's go in there and expect to win.
Expect it. Yep, I agree. And, Coach, you can go over there and talk about week 1 with Coach because you're sitting at the same table as him, which is what we love about the Big Z Sports Preview Show.
Hey, I sat with him last year, and we lost, so I was real hesitant about sitting with him again this year.
I agree with you, Coach.
You can always go down and hang out with the Mustangs at the shanty down there. They got the insider, Jerry Cool, down there. He's got all the knowledge of the things going on down there with that team, huh?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, that is head coach Buddy White of the Claymont Mustangs. Again, their game breakdown brought to you by Ron's Heating and Cooling. When we come back, we'll keep stacking coaches. We got like 12 more to go here on the 2025 preview show presented by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
Is there anything better than high school sports? Hi, this is Dan Hosteller of Ferris Chevrolet Buick Toyota. High school sports brings out the best of our high schools and our communities, and the people at Ferris have always been behind the importance of athletics and academics. Just like we believe in the great cars and trucks that we sell and service every day. Like high school sports, we are a great tradition in the area. Ferris on the Wabash, New Philadelphia.
At First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community isn't just a slogan. It's how we do business each and every day. I'm Corey Parker, mobile mortgage lender, and our goal is to empower your financial well-being and build a lasting relationship with you, your family, and your business. We're here to assist you every step of the way, from checking and savings accounts to mortgages and commercial loans. First Federal Community Bank, serving your banking needs in Dover, New Philadelphia, Yerkesville, Sugar Creek, Berlin, and Mount Hope. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 1810696.
Backstreet. He's fun. Welcome back to Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Joe Geckler, Robbie Anderson, and Jason Wallach joins us here on our Big Z Sports 2025 preview show presented by Keim Company. And Coach, year number 25, and we're back at it. Previewing the show about a week away, 10 days away or so, and we talked a little bit in the off season, of course, as we always do, Coach. Coming off a 10-3 season, 3-2 in the IVC, lost to South Range, number 1 ranked South Range in your regional semifinal appearance. I believe it's like 6 straight regional semifinal appearances for you. Let's talk about last year real quick. Talk about those seniors one last time and what they meant to you guys.
Yeah, it was definitely a special group, obviously, with my own son being in that group.
Sure.
You know, you kind of got a little closer to the guys that were in that class because you've watched them all the way through and got to know them, you know, on a personal level, even more than normal. You know, so it was a very special group, great group of kids. You know, I just talked to Bronson Speedy today, and you know, he's in at day 2 up at Baldwin Wallace. And,
I saw a picture of him. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, he got his hair cut.
Shaved his head.
He looks
like,
a little different. So, you know, it was a really good group. You know, Dylan Sunland being your all-time leading rusher, you know, in school history and single-season record and all kinds of records. And Brady Geibel did a great job for us. Bryce Yoder, you know, Braden Raber. I mean, you can just go right down the list. I think we had 14 seniors last year, losing all-Ohio kicker and Geo, and a lot of those guys that we have to replace. But, you know, they really wanted to perform well after the Final Four year. You know, kind of everybody wrote them off, and those guys busted their tails in the off season and wanted to make their mark on the program and did a great job.
You know, I know you won't talk about individual kids, but I'll mention a couple kids that you do have coming back. Micah Yoder at receiver. You're going to have Matthew Fry. I believe he's going to transition from linebacker to running back for you. Jackson Garver, Cooper Gantz, Wyatt Reifenschneider. Just name a few kids coming back for you off of that team last year. So going to be a fun year this year. You're looking at the schedule. 4 new opponents. That's kind of crazy. Week 1 stays the same. You go down to Riverview. And then you run through, you got Huntington, Expression Prep, Norwayne, at Zanesville, at Girard the first half of the season. 4 of those 5 are new opponents.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, when you play in a group of teams, I wouldn't even call it a league.
Sure.
You know, and there's only 6 teams in it, so I wouldn't even classify it as a league. But when you're playing a group of teams and you have to find 5 non-league games, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had some success the past few years, and you know, people forget that we only graduated 69 kids 2 years ago and 72 this year. And, you know, so we're a small school, but it's a challenge, and it's going to be a challenge. Obviously, you know, Norwayne's really good, and, you know, their history up there. They were state champions not too long ago and have been very successful in the Wayne County Athletic League. Zanesville, a lot bigger school than we are. Like I said, we graduated 73. They probably graduated 150, so they're twice our size. And then Girard, you know, year in and year out, you know, they make deep playoff runs. People just don't necessarily know who they are because they're in the same league as South Range, and Poland Seminary and the bigger schools up there too. But that's going to be a very tough trip to Youngstown to play Girard, and we're looking forward to it. We're really excited. So, and then you get into the league, where you're playing, obviously Division IV state champion, a team that's 2 divisions bigger than we are, and you're playing Ridgewood that obviously beat us last year, and Claymont's improved. I know they've got more numbers. Tusky Valley, Coach Adams, I know is going to do a great job up there. Sandy Valley is always tough, so it's a tough schedule.
Absolutely.
And we're really looking forward to it.
Looking at the schedule, doing some quick math there on my as you're talking, I only believe 1 grass game. Everybody else's turf except Riverview, I believe.
Yeah, it's
is the
changed.
only grass game.
It's changed. The game has changed. From the 3 yards in the cloud of dust. Well, most teams, there is one local team that still does it very, very well. Obviously, for 16 games last year.
Sure.
But the speed of the game has changed, and I remember when we first put our turf field in, I believe 7 years ago, we were one of the few that had it. And, And now,
game changer.
Week 1 is the only game that we'll play on grass.
Coach, obviously, you mentioned a little bit ago you lost Brady Geibel to graduation. Quarterback battle going on here in fall camp. How's that going, and how close are you to making a decision?
Yeah, we'll we've got a couple kids that have performed well for us here, and we'll see what happens. But we're excited about that position. We feel that a couple kids bring a couple different attributes to the position, and but yeah, me, I don't talk about individuals. I could sit here and tell you who our starting quarterback is, but I'm not going to mention every single kid and every single starting position. Is just who I am, but
that's why it was kind of a
I know I know
generic question.
I understand. Yeah, we've done this together long enough, Joe, and yeah, so we're going to be. It doesn't matter who plays that position. We're going to be inexperienced. I wouldn't say young, because we do have some older kids that we feel that can play that position. But we're going to be inexperienced. None of them have varsity starts.
If you would have to say, what would you lean on the most, like position-wise, on your team? Like, is the strongest suit on your team going into 2025?
Definitely our guys up front. We bring back 4 of our 5 offensive linemen. Those guys have done a tremendous job, and 3 other guys are defensive linemen, and those guys have done a tremendous job. So our experience is our guys up front, which I know we talked about in the 2-a-days segment, that anytime you've got quality guys up front, you got a chance to win games. You can have the best skill in the world, but if you can't block for them, you're in trouble.
100% there.
Being a big guy myself, not sitting with 2 small guys. So, Robbie, I know you played the same position, and
start some wins up front.
Those guys are very important, and we feel very strong. Now, we're not real deep there. We've got some really good young kids who we feel are going to be really good linemen. They're just young.
Yeah.
We got to stay healthy. If we can stay healthy up front, we really like our offensive line. We really like our defensive line, but we got to stay healthy.
Yeah, that defensive line, and I'll mention their names just because I'm allowed to, but Colson Keller, Cooper Gentz, and, of course, Dylan King coming back. 3 starters there on the front for you. Going to do really well. That defensive line is going to wreak some havoc.
We hope so. They've all got at least 13 games of varsity experience. Some of them played even more. So, we're really excited. We even talked about moving Cooper, just our athleticism up there. We talked about moving Cooper to linebacker, and you look at it and you think, we spent a whole year last year teaching him and learning the position, and, I didn't want to move him. So, we've got some really good quality kids up there that I think can cause some problems, hopefully.
We'll end on this question, Coach. First scrimmage was last weekend. How'd it go for you?
It went well. With Cambridge and Maysville, I thought our kids went out and did what we asked and kind of what we expected. But we got a long way to go for sure. And, no disrespect to Cambridge and Maysville, but St. Clairsville is going to be a little tougher opponent Friday night. And then, like we said already, we talked about the schedule and how brutal that's going to be at times throughout the year. So, we went down to Cambridge, and it was very controlled. We ran our script plays, and, we had some kids really open some eyes and had some really good performances. So we're excited to, see them in real live action.
Awesome. Well, Coach, season is upon us. Good luck to you. Obviously, we'll see you a bunch this year. Good luck week 1, and we'll see you week 3 on the Hill.
Perfect. Thank you. Robbie? Yep. Thanks. You talked. I'm very proud of you. You asked one question because you knew you could get the big guys. You could get that little
bit of love there.
Yeah. Yep.
Jason Wallach, Robbie Anderson joining us here on our Big Z Sports 2025 preview show live from Sammy Sue's, presented by Keim Company. Back after this with Big Z Sports.
Gillen Body Shop knows that when their business is needed, it's never planned and it can cause quite the inconvenience. That's why Gillen Body Shop makes the process as easy as possible for their customers by making sure the work is completed right the first time. Gillen Body Shop has experienced staff that give all completed work a 100% guarantee. So when those unplanned repairs to your vehicle are needed, there's only one choice. Gillen Body Shop on Cary Avenue in New Philadelphia. Find them on Facebook.
At Hartson's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartson's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
Other guys' insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
The Big Z Sports High School Football Preview Show brought to you by Keim, live here from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. We're stepping away from talking with coaches for a bit because we have a very special guest with us, Don Spinell from the IVC. Very happy to have you on here, Commish.
Well, thanks. Wearing a different hat, or as I always say, I'm wearing a different visor this time.
Always got to be the visor,
It's
right?
always got to be the visor. We have we want to present a special award to you guys because as a member of the East District Athletic Board, we're able to present an award to a media a group that does outstanding job to promotion of the student athletes in the East District. And without a doubt, TUZ is without a doubt the leader in that. They do an unbelievable job. The amount of games that you cover during each sports season. The pregame show is like no other. The post-game show is fantastic. When I drive to games on Friday night, I turn on the pregame show. And when I go on my way home, I find out who won and everything just from your post-game show. There's nobody else that does that. And it's a tribute to you guys, the dedication that you put into your craft, your sport, our sports, of what we do. So this is just a small way of us, meaning the High School Athletic Association and the East District Board, presenting this plaque to Adam Sawieski, who is your leader. But this is truly, he will say, this is a team effort. So if we could break this into about 20 different pieces,
we're not going to do that.
He would be happy to do that. But this is what it's all about: is the presentation of this plaque. It was very well deserved to WTUZ.
Well, we really appreciate that, Donnie, and it's something that we always continue to say, that the reason that we do this is for all the kids, all the coaches, and all the communities out there for this. And I know how big of a smile Adam had for that, because Adam it's exactly how he took it, was the big group effort for this. But hey, boss man, you just have your name on it.
Yeah, exactly, and it'll hang proudly at the radio station. And Donnie, as I told you before, I appreciate this, and I'm very thankful that you were able to. My first request with this was I wanted as many of the guys to be around when this was presented as possible. And I thank you for coming to this event, which this football season is our biggest staff. And that's, it all starts in football and carries all the way through the spring. So that's where all these guys, they're all here. And I want to make sure that they know that they're a part of this. So.
Well, and that's awfully nice, because the biggest thing is what we want to do is we want to get the group together and get a picture, be able to put it out on social media, let everybody know who our award winner was and the reasons behind why we chose WTUZ, who's the leader of local sports in the area, for everything that you do, from live streaming to radio to pregame, postgame. I don't even know how you get enough sponsorship. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. It's really, really cool.
Sorry, I was saving the camera there real quick. And what the addition last year of WJAR just makes the Big Z Sports Network now even bigger, with encompassing all the Dover and Philly coverage on top of everything else that we do. It feels pretty good, because it's like we kind of have our hand now in everything in the area. It's great to continue that growth.
Well, you can be very proud of the product that you're putting out there and the group that's doing it. Every game I go to in the IVC, you have a stringer.
Yeah.
There's somebody on the sidelines that's doing the scores, and I love when you call in, and they're knowledgeable, man. I'm impressed with that, because they'll say, oh, yeah, they had a long drive in the first quarter, and they stalled on downs, and, a couple penalties, and I can see and look that, maybe the line is – I'm going, wow, this dude's paying attention to what's going on. So I'm very impressed with the knowledge that they have, even though you have a basketball guy in Zeb doing some of that stuff.
Did you notice he looked away?
He did. He looked right at me when I was going at him. He looked right away, knowing that I was going to throw him down on that one. But that's the thing that's really cool about what you do.
I would love to say it's the rough training everybody has to go through, but that would be a lie.
Do you mean the trial by fire training? Maybe that's what it is.
Yes. Well, thank you again.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And and our thanks for the entire Big Z Sports crew, and thanks to you, and thanks to everybody from the East District. Obviously, with this, it's a really, really cool thing that we get to smile about now.
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty cool.
Stick around. We got more of the Keim High School football preview show with Big Z Sports on the way right after this.
Jeff Wallach, LLC, is a family-owned and operated company proudly serving greater Northeast Ohio and surrounding communities for over 25 years. We specialize in vinyl siding, replacement windows and doors, gutters, downspouts, and much more. We provide quality service regardless of the size or scope of the project. Our crews are reliable, respectful, and mindful of a safe work environment. Jeff Wallach, LLC is certified by the Better Business Bureau. Call today and discover how we can assist you in making your vision a reality.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Lindsay Adams State Farm takes pride in customer service, community involvement, and their professional knowledge in the products and services offered, providing protection to their customers in more ways than just their auto insurance by protecting you from encountering any unexpected occurrences, including your auto, home, income, and the loss of a loved one. At Lindsay Adams State Farm, you're more than a customer, you're part of their family. Learn more about what Lindsay and her agents can do for you by visiting lindsayadamsf.com.
Technology shouldn't slow us down. It should move us forward. At LodgeVision Technologies, we've been helping local businesses for over 12 years on US 62 in Winesburg, solving tech problems and making everyday operations easier. And we're here with custom IT solutions that just simply work. At LodgeVision, it's people first. That means service with integrity, professionalism, and genuine care. Call 330-234-5025 for your free consultation today. LodgeVision Technologies, local IT, real solutions, people first.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. For the past 30 years, the residents in and around Tuscarawas County have made the call to the realtors and staff at McInturf Realty for buying and selling of residential and commercial properties. We truly live in a great community, and in all of these communities, there is nothing better than high school football. For myself and all the agents and staff at McInturf Realty, we would like to wish all the area athletes good luck this season. And make the call to McInturf Realty at 330-364-SOLD.
Welcome back to the high school football preview show built by Keim here live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. Adam, we got caught off guard there.
We did. There's no other way to do it, though, but, obviously be rushed to get back into this. I mean, everybody would expect it nonetheless.
Big thank you to Sammy Sue's and, of course, Claxon Communications for doing all of our live stream work here today, making this possible. And we welcome in another coach from the Tusky Valley Trojans. It is Kate Adams. Coach, nice to meet you first and foremost.
Hey, nice to meet you.
A lot of excitement, obviously, heading into another high school football season. This is going to be a year that the Trojans obviously look for a lot of growth off of last year, some struggles, but you're stepping in a new position, and I know you're very excited about that.
Oh, I'm very, very excited. It's a great opportunity. I couldn't be happier. Kids have been making it easy on me. I'm looking forward to this season.
Coach, how nice is it that they're putting in a new turf field for your first ever coaching job at Tusky Valley?
I'll tell you what, I seen it the other day. We did our team picture up in the stands, man. That field looks awesome.
I saw a picture of it, and I'm like, wow, that's going to look – and once they finish it with all the graphics that go in, I know it's going to look good. And I know we had talked a couple weeks ago how you said it feels pretty cool that you're going to be, the first one to coach on that field.
Yeah, it's kind of an honor, I mean, the kids, like I said, I hope they're as excited as I am because that field, it's going to be awesome. The kids definitely deserve it. The community deserves it. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad it's happening now.
Absolutely.
Now, I know you guys probably covered this a little bit in the two-a-days, but just for anybody who doesn't know, give us some of your background, coming in here as the head coach for Tusky Valley, maybe where you stops beforehand.
Well, I'm a Tusky Valley graduate, played under Dale Martini. Graduated 2003. We had good football back then. Trying to bring that back, but other than that, I mean, I coached youth football. That was about it. Was on the staff last year with Coach Taylor, and kind of got thrown into this and just taking it all in and loving every minute of it.
Now, the interesting thing, kind of why I wanted to go into that, is because, there's an old adage of trial by fire, sometimes the best way to learn. Could be kind of that situation for you, but, it's how it works for high school football players, too, especially if you're an underclassman who gets thrust into the limelight. You got to learn on the job sometimes, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're going to have a lot of kids that are going to be doing that. We got a young team. We got some talented freshmen that are going to see some time, so they're definitely going to get thrown in. They're going to find out what high school football is all about.
And you mentioned before that a lot of these kids, you mentioned coaching in the youth program and obviously being an assistant. You know a lot of these kids. You've coached them over the year. Talk about how easy that is or how that helps the situation a little bit, that they're so already familiar with you.
Yeah, a lot of these kids, I told you, I coached them at some point, and whether it was in football, wrestling, or baseball, any sport, I've coached them in all that. They all knew what to expect with me. They knew what I expected already coming in. For me, it's about hard work, attitude, and effort, and giving 120% at all times. You give me that, I can make you better at it, and they all know that, so it's helping out.
And that's fantastic, Coach. You're right. That's all you can ask for out of your players. They give them. Well, I'll get this out eventually. They give you all they can. That's all you can ask for as a coach.
That's absolutely it.
Yes.
Now, you guys coming back from last year's team, got a couple nice running backs, some playmakers who can definitely spread the field out. But also we definitely have to ask, you've got one heck of an offensive lineman in Ben Cognan coming back as well. I know that is a little something to give a coach something to smile about, knowing you've got him anchoring the line.
Oh, yeah, Big Ben, he's a beast, man. He's going to be a hell of a football player for us. He's a leader. He's a big kid. He's really growing a lot, doing good. He's working hard, taking that leader role. I've really pushed on him. He's big, but he's still a kid, right? So I've really been pushing that leadership on him, and he's doing great with that.
Well, Coach, we certainly look forward to seeing what Tusky Valley's got for this season. We'll be seeing you down the road, and as always, of course, good luck to the Trojans as well.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Head coach Kate Adams for the Tusky Valley Trojans here live on the Keim High School Football Preview Show, live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue. Stick around. We got more coaches on the way.
Is your vehicle banged up? Do you want fast professional service to get back on the road? MPAC Collision offers 2 locations, Newcomerstown and Strasburg, to help you out. Whether you need auto glass repair, paintless dent repair, assistance with warranty and insurance, or just need a free estimate, MPAC Collision has you covered. So the next time you need a repair, visit MPAC Collision online at mpactcollision.com and start your free estimate and learn all about what MPAC Collision can do for you.
The certified public accountants at Niedenthal & Company believe in the value of relationships. Niedenthal & Company has been in business for over 50 years in your community, helping individuals and businesses grow. Niedenthal & Company can help manage and prepare your payroll, plan your estate, and prepare your business and personal income taxes. Stop into the Niedenthal facility on North Worcester Avenue in Dover and become a valued client today.
Newtown Mall provides you a one-stop shop for anything you need. You can shop the latest fashions at Kohl's, Maurice's, or Marshall's, get your sporting goods at Dunham's or Dick's Sporting Goods, or redo a room in your house at Ashley Furniture. Find all these stores and more for yourself and experience Newtown. Plus, you can sign up to be a Newtown Mall VIP and follow your favorite stores so you're the first to know sales, giveaways, events, and more. To sign up and to see all that's happening, visit newtownmall.com.
There we go.
Back on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel and a high school football preview show brought to you by Keim. Joining us, Indian Valley Braves head coach Matt Lancaster. And, Coach, I don't think I have to tell anybody about what last season was for you guys, the Indian Valley Braves. I know you've said this so many times over. You've had plenty of time to celebrate, but has it fully sunk in yet? In 2024, state champions out of Division IV.
Yeah, as you said, we're trying to put that behind us, but I don't know that it will for a while, but what they accomplished was pretty special, and we'll have time to remember and relive those memories down the road. But now's not that time, unfortunately.
Coach, coming into this 2025 season, you got a lot of spots you got to fill, and I kind of brought it up with the two-a-day things, and I think one of those big spots is that guy you had at center. Hunter Peterman was a great leader of that line, and he was your quarterback on the offensive line, and that's a big spot you got to fill. And you got a couple other spots. David Straker, you moved on to graduation. So how with 2 days is over for you. You guys started school this week. How's that offensive line starting to gel together?
We're still trying. We're still looking for some guys. As you said, Hunter at center was a big key to our offensive line, and he did a lot of little things that we've never even had a center do before. We're kind of back to basics with a center. And we're trying to find the right guy, and it's with our schedule. We don't have a little wiggle room on going into the season that we can still continue trying to find the guy. So hopefully they step up. We're getting better, but David Stryker, we filling his spot as well. But a big one you didn't mention is Jackson Bircher. He did a lot for us offensively. So you're not going to replace a guy like that with one kid. Kellen Coates is doing a good job at tight end, but it's going to take a committee to replace some of those kids.
Now, I definitely want to ask you something you mentioned there about the schedule that you guys have, but we'll get to that here momentarily because what you do have coming back is quite a quarterback and running back tandem in Riker Williams and Grady Kinsey. Two names that, we don't have to tell high school football fans from the state of Ohio. They already know about them, obviously saw them last year in the state title game. Although they will have some new faces on the offensive line in front of them, has it been business as usual, them gelling just like they did last season? Yeah,
they both had good off seasons. I mean, we as a team really had a good off season. We're stronger this year than we were last year. Weight room wise, we'll see what that equates to on the field. But Grady and Riker had good off seasons. They've come into camp with good attitude and shown good leadership. Our leadership's been solid across the board. So definitely nice when you have your quarterback and running back. But it really starts up front, and if you don't have that offensive line, defensive line, the guys in the trenches, those guys, the other guys can be in trouble.
Now, looking at your schedule, we already know, obviously, the back half, an always tough IVC schedule. But starting things off, first 4 weeks, 4 teams you wouldn't have seen last season, obviously, and 2 big road tests to start things off against the Green Bulldogs and the Steubenville Big Red. How have your players kind of responded to knowing how tough of a task that is the first 2 weeks?
Well, we've been preaching it, and I think they realize, what they're going to be up against, that they wanted to be challenged, and they were excited for the challenge. Obviously, 2 bigger schools, Green, week 1, a D2 school, and Steubenville, a perennial power, now in D3. That we played a number of times, and they've gotten us every time. So they know it's going to be a challenge, and it doesn't get any easier after that with the DC team. We played them 3-4 years ago, and they beat us in a very close game.
Kind of almost ended up being a shootout, didn't
it? Yeah, well, it was a low-scoring game. I think it was like a 21-19 game, something like that. They scored at the end to win with just under 2 minutes left. And they ended up going on and winning the DC City Championship and ended up 9-1. So we're not sure how they're going to be. We're not sure how the team from West Virginia is going to be either. So, but they're going to be bigger schools, and in all 4 of those contests, we're going to be our opponent's going to be bigger, faster, stronger than us.
Yeah, Coach. Not talking about last year, you've kind of told this group, like, listen, that success, even if he was a part of it, it doesn't carry into this year. So you guys have told the boys to stay hungry. On top of staying hungry, now they got to show up. They got the biggest bullseye on their back, And I hate to jump ahead a week, but that Steubenville kind of sitting back there going, listen, if we wouldn't have moved up, that would be our state title, and we're coming to play.
Yeah, they're going to be out to prove that, and that's going to be every week. We're going to have a bullseye on our back. We've been telling the kids that all year long, and we've been fighting the complacency thing, and it was a long season, off season of accolades and things like that, and you got to guard against that getting to our heads, and we're definitely going to have a bullseye on our back, as you say, right off the bat.
Well, the last thing I've got for you, Coach, entering your 19th season now, obviously coming off of really the highest high you could possibly imagine. How excited are you moving into another year, into year 19? Are there still the same butterflies as there always are?
Yeah, because it's a new group of kids. We got question marks, and we got to gel as a team and put it all together and find the identity of this team. So we're excited about that. We're not going to have a kind of wiggle room period at the beginning of the season to figure that out. We're going to be thrown right into the fire. So it's exciting. I'm excited to see how this group responds, and having the same coaching staff back again is always important. It makes doing it fun, and we got a good group of kids that are very coachable. So we're excited about it.
Well, we're excited to see what the Braves have this season, Coach, and we'll be seeing you the first couple of weeks, obviously up there in Green and over in Steubenville. Going to be a great year, and good luck to the Braves as always.
All right, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Shane.
Head coach Matt Lancaster for the Indian Valley Braves on the Keim High School Football Preview Show here live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue. Stay tuned. We got more on the way.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Z Sports Preview Show, brought to you by the Keim Company, Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Coach, you get something good to eat?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely, he says. Absolutely.
I
was going to say, did you get it done before you got up here?
I did. I got it done. There's some fries left, but
well, I mean, I get that. You was hammering that bat,
yeah,
so you could get on. You were up next. So
I just got off the practice field.
Of course, with head coach Derek O'Hara of the Conotton Valley Rockets and Roger Metzger stepping back in. Of course, Roger, myself, and Adam bringing you all the pregame stuff from 5 to 6:30, 6:40, and then covering your postgame, halftime, all that good stuff all season long. Again, it's good to have the band back together.
My third year with you guys.
My 12th.
and you haven't kicked me out yet, which is
no,
good.
We would never kick you out. Listen,
you keep them all together.
The plethora of knowledge that one Roger Metzger brings is incredible. So. Coach, what a great season last year. Obviously, you finish up 9-4. a pair of playoff games, the first two in school history that you win, the first home games too that you guys got to win and host and all that good stuff. But you end up losing a lot from that class. Obviously, Zach Putnam, Luke Smith, Brooks Bauer, the list kind of goes on. Talk to me about your schedule this year. You added Millersport in week 2, Brownsville in week 5, Crestline in week 8, and Vienna Matthews in week 10. 4 new teams on the schedule this year.
Yeah, it is just a situation where we're in a position where we're a little bit younger. We lost a lot, so we wanted to adjust the schedule a little bit, get teams more our size. You know, we knew going into last year we could play the schedule that we played. The competition was tough, and that got us ready for the playoffs, honestly. So, and, you know, we're not necessarily in a rebuild because we have enough back, but it's going to be an adjustment year still, so we'll see what happens.
And you mentioned the schedule. That's got to be a tough thing for you guys. Is that one of the toughest things you have to deal with?
It is. I was just telling the guys over there, I said, I hate scheduling.
Yeah.
It's the worst part of my job.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to, right before June, I was getting ready to leave for vacation. We get a phone call, hey, Bellsville's shutting down. 2 days later, Madonna's not having football.
Yeah.
So we're scrambling to find those 2 games throughout there, and you know we got lucky enough. We picked up Brownsville off of Madonna's schedule, and Millersport had an opening. I called their coach, and I was like, "Hey, we're in the same region. You guys want to play? And we'll do a 2-year contract." So, and it worked out for us. So, we'll play them this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 6 playoff teams from last year that you've got on your schedule. 3 of your first 4 games are at home, but 4 of your final 6 on the road. That's a tough thing. I mean, yes, you want to start strong at home. With 3 of the first 4, but then you get all your home games out of the road. You're like, man, we live on the road to end the season, right?
Yeah, it's just mentally you got to prepare yourself to go on the road, and especially with young kids. You know, your job relies on teenagers.
Yeah,
and I'm sure everybody says that, and it's just if you have a good week of practice, you get mentally focused for the things that you're doing. It's not a big deal once you get there and you get going. It's just getting them ready mentally.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about, obviously a lot of heavy losses from last year. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about some of the kids you do have back and you're looking forward to seeing on the gridiron.
I'll give you one word or 2.
Yeah.
Cam Right.
Yeah. You know, obviously having Cam back, 4-year starter, that's something good to rely on. Cam's a really good athlete.
Poodle.
Got great hands. We got Poodle coming back. You know,
wait a minute. Poodle. Now, how did we get – I think I heard this, but I need to be refreshed.
His hair. It looks like a poodle.
It looks like a poodle.
So
he's got the curly fro or whatever it is.
Okay.
He kind of took that over last year, and that's what we've always called him, and it's kind of trickled into the media and everything. So – he really stepped up last year in the second half of the season for us and started doing some really good things for us. So those 2 are the main guys we're going to rely on to give us good senior leadership.
And Caden at quarterback, right?
Yeah, Caden has been battling with freshman RJ Hickenbotham for the quarterback spot. They're still battling. We're still trying to figure that out, but we think we got a pretty good grasp of what's going to go on
Caden
there.
will definitely be on the field regardless, correct? I mean,
you know, a lot of things with our kids, you know, they're great kids. You know, I can't say enough about how hard the kids have worked this offseason. You know, we started out really low in numbers at the beginning of the summer, and we're up to 22. So we're just going to continue to build on that and learn how to compete and, get better every day. That's the key.
Well, and, Coach, winning culture, right? Mm-hmm. When you can say, hey, this team just won their first 2 playoff games in school history. Mm-hmm. We hosted our first 2 playoff games in school history. We went 9-4. Like, when you can say that, not a lot of Conotton Valley teams out there can say that. That is how you start building that program and building the youth. What's the youth look like?
Yeah, absolutely. Our youth numbers are coming up. I got a great youth coach who does a really good job trying to get the kids involved. They're adjusting some things this year to try to get even more kids involved. So, and he actually helps out with the junior high program too. And I got great junior high coaches. We actually got one of our former players, Evan Rice, if you remember. He's coming on the junior high staff this year.
Great.
So to bring those guys back into the program and, get those kids interested too. So, we just have a lot of pride in what you do out there. And, the playoff run was fantastic, and we just want to continue to build upon that.
Yep. Well, Coach, we appreciate you always opening up your doors to Big Z Sports. We look forward to covering you down the line this year. Looking forward to getting my text messages from you after the game's over. Whether it's good or bad, I can always count on a Coach O'Hara text message in my phone while we're doing the post game. And we appreciate you coming on each and every time you guys get the win. You always are more than willing to call in, actually anxious to call in. Yeah. And we just appreciate all you do, Coach, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck in 2025.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the continued support of all the athletes around here. You know, what you guys do is amazing, so we thank you very much for that.
Absolutely. That is head coach Derek O'Hara getting ready to start his third season at Conotton Valley High School. And, of course, their game breakdown coverage brought to you all season long by the MWCD, providing benefits of flood reduction, conservation, and recreation since 1933. When we return, maybe a favorite coach of Travis McClellan's coming up on the Big Z Sports Preview Show, brought to you by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover.
Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Front Street in Dover offers a menu full of house-smoked meats, including choices like ribs, chicken, steak, and pork. Sammy Sue's takes pride in knowing that everything on their menu is made fresh in their kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Sammy's also offers a variety of specials all week long, including the popular wing nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Find Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Facebook for a full list of daily specials and everything they have to offer.
Are you a compassionate caregiver looking for a career with purpose? Second Family Home Care and Support Services is now hiring home health aides and STNAs. We offer competitive wages, flex time scheduling, and employment rewards because we believe in supporting the people who support others. Start your journey with a company that truly cares. Visit careers.secondfamily.com to apply today or contact them at 740-462-3152.
Simona Bolteron is a global leader in plastics technology, manufacturing thermoplastic products for industries such as aircraft interior parts, medical device housings, wall coverings, general thermoforming, and many more. Simona Bolteron, a company like a friend, is proud to be a part of the community and wishes all local athletes good luck and have a great year. For more information, visit them online at bolteron.com. Simona Bolteron, 1 General Street, Newcomerstown.
Welcome back to the Big Z Sports Preview Show, the 2025 edition, brought to you by the Keim Company from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Myself, my probably my favorite partner in the whole world, Travis McClellan, and of course my fellow alum.
Yeah.
And we were just talking kind of off the air. There's only 2 coaches that came to Sammy Sue's tonight, or that will come to Sammy Sue's tonight, that are state champions.
That's it.
Champions.
They raised the big trophy.
We already talked to Coach Lank. Now we get to talk to the other champion.
The best first base coach in the
Absolutely.
state. Yeah,
there you
are.
Head coach Jim Morris of the Strasburg Tigers. Their game breakdown brought to you by Needenthal Company, where it's all about the relationships. And Travis, you got a special relationship with this guy right here.
Yeah, I love me some Coach Mel. Got to play for him in the mid to late 90s, and been close to him the whole time. We coached a little bit together, and nobody I'd rather go to war with than this guy.
Yeah, you were special. You're a good man.
Yep, absolutely. And all the tutelage that he's given my daughter the last several years, not just as a coach, but as a fellow coach now, means the world to me. So, yeah, you're always up there in my rankings, Coach. You know that.
Thank you. You guys are way too kind.
No, you're still in your second stint now, third season with the Tigers. 3-8 last year, but a playoff team, right? I mean, hanging right around there. Steubenville Catholic Central. You beat them in they were an 8-4 team, beat them in week 2. Of course, lost to Rittman, lost to Conotton Valley, a couple games that I think you wish you could have back. But overall, a great season out of this team, and I expect you guys to really turn that corner this year, bringing back a lot of veterans, right?
Yeah, we do. We really expect to turn the corner and build off the fact that we were fortunate enough to make the playoffs. And I thought, the score doesn't reflect really how well we played. We had the ball inside the 10 almost every single one of our drives, and unfortunately we came away with nothing on those drives. And I think that we learned something about ourselves, and the kids have taken that to heart. They're showing ownership of the team. Just a lot real special young men right now going through practice and working together.
Yeah, Coach, you broke that ceiling and you got into the playoffs and you got that taste. And you talked about the numbers and good leadership, but you have your staff back again. How important is that for you for that continuity?
Oh, it's definitely important. Those guys work really hard. They do a great job for us. They really are students of the game. They really want to give the extra effort, and I couldn't do it without Tommy, Craig, Brian, and Peyton. Those guys really do an awesome job. And then Travis and Scott down at the junior high level have done really – they've been with me this whole time too, and they've done a great job.
And, Coach, you said numbers are up for you. You were just a whisker away from having a JV team for the first time in a long time, and we talked when you took this on 3 years ago. You're building it brick by brick, and you're well on your way.
Yes, we are. We said, you have to lay that foundation, and I know that's an old coaching term, but you really do. If you don't have that foundation, you really don't have anything to stand on substantially, and we really need to continue that. The kids understand that, and they're laying brick by brick. And each practice, they're getting better and better and taking ownership of the team. I really like that they stand up. They'll complement each other, but they'll get on each other too. And it's one of those that I have 26 captains. I really do.
Yeah.
Any one of them can step up and be in charge.
Well, Coach, talking about some of those captains, of course, Gage Moore seems like he's been there for like 10 years. Kaiser Thomas, a junior, Ryan Becker, a junior, Micah McVeigh, a junior, Brody Hurst, a junior, and then sophomore Brody Boffman, who was hurt most of the season. You've got a lot of talent. If your kids stay healthy, I really like your team this year to put up some numbers.
Well, I appreciate that. We wanted to do that also, and it is. They are working very hard, and having those guys back. The one thing that really helped us out is we really didn't get to do camps this year because the fact that I retired and the state of Ohio said you can't be around people for 2 months.
Right.
So, having the retention that we have from last year and like you said, that continuity and everything we have, we got into our first practice, and the retention that they had on what we were doing was amazing. I mean, they knew our step drills, they knew how to trap, they know how to area. I mean, it's just all of a sudden like we're in week 7 right now, and we're just reviewing. It's really nice.
Coach, offensively, you talked about steps and trapping and all that fun offensive line play. You're coming off a season where you average almost 20 points a game, and now with you calling the plays, with all that continuity, you're going to build on that and really pump up the scoreboard up there in Strasburg.
I hope so. We want to light it up. We think we can be electric, and we think on paper our defense is going to be outstanding, and we have to get them to that point where we do that. But if our defense is going to be as good as we think it's going to be, we really want to have a chance to light up that stadium.
Yeah. Well, Travis, I heard that they've got a third digit available on the scoreboard at Ron Hurst Field.
Oh, baby.
Right. Coach, before we let you go, you added Windham to week 1, Sandy Valley to week 5. How do you feel about how your schedule matched up and adding 2 new teams?
Well, I'm really excited about it. Not that we didn't really want to get rid of Rittman, but Rittman was getting to the point where they're getting a lot bigger than us. And I felt that we needed some competition that was more level. Windham last year, I think, was 14-1, lost in the regional finals. An outstanding team, and I think they're building something there. And I thought that's a great week 1 opener. And then, the crossover thing that I'm not a big fan of. I don't think it's fair, but you got to play who you got to play. And Sandy Valley's well coached. I worked with Coach Gamble. I know that he's going to have them prepared, and that week 5 game is going to be brutal for us. But we'll fight and we'll do what we need to do. I don't see anybody on our schedule that's going to be a walkthrough. I mean, we're going to have to come ready to play every week. Because right after Sandy Valley, we go to we have Malvern, and then we have Buckeye Trail, East Canton, Newcomerstown. So we got all those guys that have won conference championships that we have to go through and battle.
Yeah, to be the man, you got to beat the man, right, Coach?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so my last question for you, I got to ask. I ask it every year. We're excited about this scoreboard, putting up triple digits. How's the touchdown grass holding up, and are you going to have enough to last the season?
Oh, plenty. We got
great.
plenty. Our grass is growing
Yes,
you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah,
so
touchdown grass.
Touchdown grass will be there.
I couldn't say that in softball season. He got mad at me when I said it. He said, "That's turf out there. It's not grass. The wrong sport." I was like, "Sorry, Coach. I'm just trying to keep up with the Joneses."
That's
you know.
right, yeah.
Well, instead of touchdown grass, we gave out first base hit candy. So
There you go.
we found a way.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, again, thank you so much for not just all you do for Big Z Sports, but thank you so much for what you do for the communities of Strasburg, of Dover. You're an incredible person, and we're always honored to have you here. We appreciate you opening up your program and letting us into it, and we hope that you get to call in about 6 or 7, 8 times this year to the postgame show.
That would be
right?
super. I would look forward to that, and I really appreciate what you guys do. And I'll tell you what, anytime if I ever run for office or anything, and you guys are on mic, I can't get any better.
We'll be the campaign managers. We'll do it.
You've earned that over the year, Coach.
Yes.
I couldn't have any more respect for you than I do.
That's so
and
nice.
You're a special person. We coached middle school basketball together. You were on the girls' side, and seeing what you do with those student athletes is second to none, really.
Thank you.
I agree.
That means a lot. That's a great deal to me.
Yep, absolutely. Head coach Jim Morris in his third season in his second stint at Strasburg High School. And the Tigers game breakdown brought to you by Natalie and Company, where it's all about the relationships. More coaches on the way from Sammy Sue's Barbecue. If you haven't gotten down here yet, make sure you get down here. Stop and grab something on your way home. Call and order a takeout order. The food is great here at Sammy Sue's. We're right on the corner of Front Street and Tuscarawas Avenue. Come see us. The Big Z Sports Preview Show back right after this.
If you're planning a major concrete project, you need the help of Stocker Concrete Company. From precast concrete products to ready-mix concrete, sand, gravel, limestone, and concrete block, the professionals at Stocker Concrete can help you get started and keep you on the path to completion using the best materials you can find. Stocker Concrete is the concrete material provider you can count on. See them at 7574 Route 36, Janaden Hutton, or call 740-254-4626.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Yurksville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
The Tiger's Den Sports Shop in Strasburg is just that, your one-stop shop for local high school team apparel. With a large selection of shirts, sweatshirts, hats, beanies, coats, you can have it customized to be your school's biggest fan. Whether you need a single shirt or a team order, the Tiger's Den Sports Shop in Strasburg has just what you need. For contact information, find them on Facebook.
The Big Z Sports 2025 preview show rolling on from Sammy Sue's in Dover, all presented to you by the Keim Company. I'm Bill Morgan along with Bill Hammerstrom. Happy to be joined by New Philadelphia head coach Mike Johnson. And this look in what's happening with the Quakers being brought to you by Gillen Auto Body. Coach, obviously the kickoff to the season coming quick. Early on, what do you like best about your team as you get ready for week one?
Well, they're workers. I think that's one of the best things about them. The kids aren't afraid to come in every day. There's days where they don't feel great. It's kind of that part of the year for everybody. As we're working through camp, everybody's beat up a little bit. You got so many consecutive days of football, of running, of conditioning, and it's been hot out. So, you got a little bit of that, but the kids keep coming back. They're eager to learn. We've been working out in the mornings, and they've really kind of taken to it, and they've done a great job. So I'm really excited about that.
Coach, bouncing back to your first scrimmage last weekend, you went up to Canal Fulton, battled Northwest. What were the highlights of that for the Quakers?
I loved seeing our defense get out. They were flying around, they were running to the ball, tackling people, and those are things they're fun to watch. And when you have kids who aren't afraid to run and hit and tackle and get down and dirty, it really helps you out. So I was really impressed with our defense on Saturday morning. And I liked our ability to run the ball. I thought, it's one of the things we really have been focused on this offseason is we got to get back to ground attack. We didn't run the ball great last year, so what can we do to improve on that? And I think that's just going to take some pressure off of our quarterback and let him have an easier time to make plays, hopefully.
Coach, you opened with Louisville. They gave you all you could handle last year. Then you get into the OCC schedule, and West Branch is a monster to add to your schedule. Can you talk about the schedule that you have coming up this season?
I mean, there's really no weeks off, Bill. When you look at it, there's starting with Louisville, this is going to be year 3 that we've played them. They consistently have gotten better. Coach Kappas up there has done a tremendous job. This is his 3rd year as head coach. They have a nice big line from what I've heard and what little I've seen on film so far with them. But they're going to be – they continually get better, and you can tell they're well coached, and you can tell they get after it. So I know that's going to be a big test, and we're glad to have them come to Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium. Week 2, West Branch is new for us. Once again, a little bit of film I've seen on those guys. They do a good job of getting the ball out and getting it in space and letting their athletes kind of be athletes. They got a couple of a big H-back who kind of really, it seems like they kind of follow him with where he goes. So, those 2 non-conference teams are going to be, I think, they're great, good teams. West Branch, I think, has won their league the last handful of years. I'd say probably 6 years. So, there's not a whole lot of slack in it until you get to the OCC, and there's never slack in the OCC. OCC kind of eats their own. Everybody kind of picks up, maybe somebody who you didn't think would wins one, maybe somebody who, we just beat up on each other, and it's good football.
Coach, when you talk about the positive side of things that happened last year, things you hope will happen this year, if you ever get to the point where the kids starting to feel themselves a little bit, get a little bit cocky, you look to what happened in week 5 last year, a game that you lost, you shouldn't have lost. You just kind of keep that in your hip pocket if your kids kind of go in that direction and say, hey, remember when we played Mansfield last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, really, there's lessons to be learned from things that have happened and how you attack them. And I think as coaches, as a program, I think we looked at some of those things, address it, clean up stuff, and be more efficient, be more precise, and ensure that we have as good of a practice as we can leading up to these games. I think there's so much to be said about what needs done ahead of time to get you there, and I think that our kids have been good on the practice field. Not good enough, but it continually, like, that's where you're at this point in the season. You're pushing through that adversity to try to continue to sharpen that knife so you can get into battle and be solid when you get there.
The Big Z Sports 2025 preview show. We are live on the Big Z Sports YouTube page, all presented to you by Keim Company from Sammy Sue's. Have you had a chance to eat yet, Coach? Steering away from football.
It's the order is in. I don't remember what it's called, but there's a hunk of meat on top of a piece of bread with some more meat and like an onion ring on top of it, and it looks phenomenal.
It sounds manly is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it looks delicious, so I'm excited for it.
It's a Big Z Sports special.
It's a Big Z Sports.
The Outsider Sammy.
There it is. The Outsider Sammy is on its way. And when it gets here, if it gets here when we're talking, I might just put down the headset and go get it.
And that's fine. As always, when it comes to media coverage of football, we're going to talk a lot when the season gets here about Parker Rieger, about Miles Tyson, about C.J. Carlisle. What about the guys that are going to help to make that happen? The line, I know with graduation, there were some question marks. Where are you at in terms of answering those question marks, getting closer and closer to the start of the season?
Well, on Saturday morning, we're up at Northwest. We're able to find out we got some guys who can do it. So now the question is, how well can they do it? So they proved that they can play at a varsity level. So we're making those pushes to get them even better. And one of the goals really is, and as you ask all these coaches, is you got to have depth there. So trying to get guys 5, 6, 7 are really what you really want. And there's a meme right there for you. My kids would have loved that one. 6, 7.
Yeah,
the kids love that.
Yeah.
Anytime it comes up in a football meeting, everybody giggles. But anyways, as we go through that and we're working for those guys, we got a couple returners who we feel good about. That's Cohen Winters and Brody Lindsay up front on the offensive line. And they've had great off seasons and great preseasons, so we're going to continue to build there. As we look at Jack Colat has stepped up as a center, and he's had a great offseason. He's going to be a junior. Matthew Hughes, Braxton Pavic, both playing some tackles, Carter Corns. So that's 6 guys right there. And then we're trying to get a couple other guys up on that level to try to continue to get that depth that you really feel comfortable with. Because if you have depth on your lines, your practices are going to be better. You're getting better looks, and you're building football players that are going to help you as you go through difficult schedules, physical schedules, because it's a physical, violent game, and these guys are going to get beat up. So we want them to be as good as they can be.
Coach Bill Morgan's going to be watching you live every week. I'm not going to see you live until week 10.
Yeah.
Because I'll be doing the games across the river.
That's right, yeah.
So do you know how many days until the rivalry game right now?
No.
Okay, I just want the people out there who wanted me to ask you that.
Did they? I have no idea. It's week 10. It's a Friday night, and it'll be at Crater Stadium. That's all I know. We got a long way to get there, so we're not too worried about that one yet. We're kind of worried about prepping for week 1 and getting into a scrimmage with Green on Friday night, and kind of seeing the growth that we made from last week to this week, and trying to actually play a half of football instead of those series of 10s, and that'll be fun.
I'm sorry, go ahead,
I was
Bill.
going to say, how's it all different from being a player at New Philadelphia to an assistant coach and now a head coach, approaching those things?
I think as far as being a head coach and things that we've done to kind of lead us through, I guess, are you asking week 10 or week now?
Week 10.
Week 10. Well, one of the things that's unique about that is it starts on Saturday morning. So that Saturday morning you have a sportsmanship breakfast. So, you have to prep your kids week 9 for it, which is it's a disservice to both teams. So, we go into West Holmes week and we're like, all right, it's Monday of West Holmes week. Listen, here is the next 7 days, right? So we got, here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is what we're doing Friday. This is what we're doing Saturday. So everyone knows we're doing this Saturday. And then we get into the rest of that week. And I think just trying to put that out there in those kids to let them know what's coming allows them to just get some type of comfort with it, and allows you to kind of talk about it, throw it over your shoulder, let's worry about week 9 and get going. And it's not always easy to do that because there's always other excitement, but I think that's one of the things that makes that rivalry so fun is it's just so competitive. It's community driven. You got the best of both communities coming out. It's the biggest night in town for 2 towns, and it's pretty special. And I'm very fortunate to have played in it, have coached in it, and now be the head coach. I feel very fortunate to do that.
Looking at the Quakers here from Sammy Sue's, being brought to you by Gillen Body Shop in New Philadelphia. And coaches, we begin to wrap up. Coaches always say, I don't know if you say this, but something to this effect, 1 week at a time. What do you guys have to improve in the most between now and when that game kicks off in week 1 to get a win over the Leopards?
I think it's going to be just up front. Is our growth up front what it needs to be? I know they had a huge kid on the line, and they have another huge kid on the line with Division I offers, and they're both very good football players. So, how are we going to attack that? Because we don't have Division I guys up front right now, which we don't very often. But how are our guys going to rise to that challenge? How are we going to be prepared for that challenge to try to neutralize great football players? So I think we have a lot of challenges in that regard, and really we're going to break them down. We're going to get into all the film. We're going to get the chance to do all those things, which I think all these coaches here like to do so much. It's one of the things that makes these last 2 weeks kind of drag on is let's get out there, let's start game playing, and let's have some fun. But I think that line of scrimmage on both sides is going to be just huge.
Tell us about the chess pieces that you hope to kind of move around and get in place for the final scrimmage in Green to prep you for week 1 in Louisville.
A lot of it goes back to that depth on that offensive line. We're going to kind of move a couple pieces around to ensure we have what we want, what gives us the best opportunity to go out there and perform. So that's going to be a big thing. We talked a little bit in the office today about our rotations at some other positions. We need to get these other guys who they're there, but they're behind other players who are returning starters who are very good. Well, how are we going to mix those kids into the mix to see, hey, can they do it? Can they do it to the level we want? And I mean, really, that's it. It's kind of working those guys to different spaces, putting them in positions where they're going to be comfortable, confident, and fast, and let's see where it rolls from there.
That's going to wrap up our conversation, Coach. We appreciate it. We're going to look forward to a senior team all 10 weeks throughout the regular season, and I'm sure into the playoffs as well.
Well, we're sure working for it, so we're hoping so, and I'm really excited about him. I talked to your partner in crime on the phone who didn't make it down here, Mr. Jarvis, who he seems excited to go on the road with you and call some football games.
And he switches responsibilities. He goes from the high school building to the middle school
he's
building.
Now the middle school boss.
Yeah, for his real job.
Yep, that's it. And he seems excited about it, and I'm happy for him.
Coach, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We love coming to these things.
To Philadelphia head coach Mike Johnson, I'm Bill Morgan with WJER Sports Director Bill Hammerstrom. More coming up from the Big Z Sports 2025 preview show. We are live at Sammy Sue's, all brought to you by the Keim Company.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
The Tuscarawas County dairy farmers want you to know that low-fat chocolate milk is a great choice for student athletes and hard workers. It provides the nutrition needed after practices, games, or a hard day at work, and it tastes great. Low-fat chocolate milk is packed with carbohydrates for energy, proteins to repair muscles, fluids to rehydrate, plus vitamins and minerals to help build strong bones and bodies. It's the official beverage of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Tuscarawas County dairy farmers. Farms, family, food.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Z Sports Preview Show from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover, presented by the Keim Company. Myself, Chris Kale, with Robbie Anderson and head coach Giovanni Iono from the TCC Saints. And coach, your game breakdown brought to you by PAC Drilling Energy Solutions for America's Future. Obviously not the season you wanted last year. Got the 9 games in, but your kids learned a lot of resiliency, and you brought some of those kids back that are thirsting for a win, and that has got your numbers up, and all of that is kind of bleeding into the younger kids, right? That thirst for a win.
Yeah. Last year was a tough year. I mean, you were in a major rebuilding year like we were, it was almost to be expected. You had to go through that to get to where you are now. Yep. So, now my numbers are back up as far as Central Catholic football goes, and we have a much better opportunity this year to take that step forward. And the kids are ready. The kids are working hard, and they're starting to see the fruits of their labor in practice. In practice sometimes it starts to weed out the kids that, are pretenders and the kids that are contenders. And we're starting to see our kids can be contenders, and they're starting to grow into that role. So,
well, and Coach, when we were over at 2-a-days, you got some big kids, right? I mean, you've got some big kids. The kids were hustling around the field. Coaches were yelling and getting their ear. It felt like a total different camp than a year ago.
Yes, it's totally different. Last year, you had to do whatever you had to do to have a season, right?
Right.
So now this year, we're getting on them, we're getting after them. We're expecting more out of them. We're not just expecting to have a season.
Right.
We're expecting, look, guys, we're going to do better this year. We want to win this year. We're not just content showing up for kickoff and then getting a pizza and going home.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking at your schedule here, Coach, I mean, like we were just talking before we went on air, like you were telling me this schedule fits you guys perfectly. You went out, you got some non-league teams that fit you guys. So just go over the schedule a little bit here and tell us what you think.
Yeah, so we had Conotton Valley, and the Conotton Valley and us are very comparable. We've been playing each other since about the beginning of time, so, I played them. So, Conotton Valley is a team that we should have year in and year out. We got Lancaster Fisher Catholic. That's another small private school. It goes in spurts. 1 year they're up, 1 year we're up. That's a good one. Another Catholic school, St. Thomas Aquinas. That really fits us as far as size goes. We got Millersport then as our next game. Federal Hawking. Again, we had some teams that had to drop us because they had to get conference games in.
Yes, sir.
And it gave us the opportunity to schedule some more competitive games for where we're at in our program. So that way we can start to build ourselves, because as you look at the right side of your paper, it's that's tough.
That's a gauntlet.
Buckeye Trail, Newcomerstown, East Canton, Malvern.
That's a gauntlet.
Those are tough teams.
Absolutely.
And a couple of them are significantly bigger than us.
Coach, one of the things that I want to talk about, I was sitting over there talking with a couple different coaches, and I'm just curious. This is your second year with the preview show now. You've been through a wrap-up show with us. Talk about the atmosphere of being here with all different coaches from all different schools and being able to just kind of pick everybody's brains, right? Because each coach goes through the same thing you're going through at some point in time. Rather, hey, what do I do with this kid? Or where would you move this kid? Or, hey, I've got this going on in camp. How did you deal with this? Is that stuff that you kind of just pick from and learn from?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we had that banquet recently, and it was refreshing. Because, sometimes you get in your own little mind, your own little cloud, your own little circle, and you're thinking to yourself, it's just me. You're dealing with your issues as a football coach, with the team, with players. And then you start talking to the other coaches, and you're like, oh, they're in the same boat. You know what I mean? Even, it doesn't matter what program, what step they're in, they all have their issues. So, yes, it is great to get together. It's great that all the coaches get along with each other. And it's great that we get feedback from each other. We get to, kind of just talk stuff that head coaches understand.
Right. And I don't think that you'll see this about anywhere else, to be honest with you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You have, two guys that play in week one, and Coach Buddy and Anthony Hayes sitting over there talking. They play in week one. In 10 days from now, they're going at it on the football field, and they're sitting over there having a pop, eating some wings, and just talking about life.
Yeah.
And I think it's so special that we have this twice a year. Yeah. And I just wanted your perspective on it.
Oh, yeah, it's a great thing. I appreciate you guys putting this on. It's a wonderful event.
Yes. So looking at your team this year, so what is your top? What are you looking forward to the most? Is your offensive line going to carry your team? Are you bringing back a lot of returning lettermen on your backfield? What do you hope for in your team? What are you expecting in your team? What do you?
Yeah. So I know. So I'm looking for my offensive line. I got a couple offensive linemen that should really lead us. Right, I'm an old school. I'm a lineman.
So am I, man.
There you go.
I love it.
I never had the opportunity. Coach looked at me first day and said, "You're a lineman," and never changed all the way
You're
through.
not running the ball.
I coach line. I love the line. I think you win with the line, you lose with the line. So, and I got a couple young guys on the line, and I'm really looking forward to their growth and their ability to make us some holes, because we have some good backs. I got two seniors in the backfield and a junior. I have some talent in the backfield, so I'm thinking of, so that's where the line's still the most important part, because, it doesn't matter if you have if I had Grady Kinsey in my backfield, you're not going anywhere if that line doesn't do anything for you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing our offensive line and the defense line, to be honest with you, because, everyone's spread, everyone's chucking the ball around, and, I'm hoping the defensive line can give us some heat. That's about the best thing you can hope for, some pressure, because if you give any quarterback too much time, he's going to get completion. So, I'm really looking forward to line play. I'm looking forward to our upperclassmen that went through this last year to lead these kids through it. My freshman class actually had a lot of success as a junior high program, so I have a couple really good freshmen that are going to get a lot of time with us, and they're ready they're hungry, because they won, they don't know losing. So that's refreshing to me too, to bring again a group of that in. So really I'm looking forward to the offensive defensive line, to seeing how we can control game and how we can, because we're running the ball. So
I love hearing
we're
that.
not spread, we're running the ball. So our key is we're going to need to run that ball. We're going to need to control the clock.
Listen, you know what I'm looking forward to this year? You calling me on a Friday night between 10 and 11 and getting that first W.
That would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it, Coach, on that post-game show. I promise you. We're going to get that done this year.
Yes, we are.
And listen, we appreciate you opening up your program. We know last year was tough, but we applaud you and your staff and all the kids for persevering, getting 9 games in regardless. That goes a lot longer way than wins and losses, is teaching these kids to win and lose in life.
Yeah.
And that's what counts, is winning in life, not necessarily on the football field.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Life's hard.
Yeah.
And life's going to be hard on these boys. So, we had a bad year last year. There's a lot worse things.
Yes, sir.
A couple generations ago, they were going right in the military as soon as it was over,
Yep.
So you got to look at life. That was a learning experience. They, those 2 seniors I had last year, I hope, I hope they're proud of themselves that, we may not have won, but they were 2 kids that helped save the program.
100%.
Because if they would have folded and bailed on me, I would have had to cancel the season.
Yep.
And they didn't, which puts us in this position.
Yep.
So
I agree.
So I couldn't be more proud of what they did last year, even though it didn't show it on the
Well,
scoreboard.
Coach, we're proud of you and your staff and your kids for persevering last year. This year, going to get that first win of the season. Head coach Giovanni Iono of the TCC Saints on our 2025 preview show. Their game breakdown brought to you by PAC Drilling all season long. When we come back, a few more coaches still to go here at Sammy Sue's Barbecue on the corner of Front Street and Tuscarawas Avenue. Back after this, courtesy of the Keim Company.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering an experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. Whether your vehicle needs routine maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook or call them at 740-561-4100.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Welcome back to Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover. Joe Geckler, Robbie Anderson, and Matt Churko, Malvern's head football coach, joins us on our 2025 preview show brought to you by Keim Company. And again, we are live at Sammy Sue's Barbecue and rolling on here as the preview show rolls on here at Sammy Sue's. We're going to talk some Malvern Hornets football. And, Coach, year number 8. Or year number 9. Is it 8 or 9?
It's 8.
It's
yeah,
8. Okay, year number 8.
8.
And time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
I was telling somebody last week, I said, it's hard to believe, my oldest is, playing junior high football this year, 7th grader. When I first started, he was just starting kindergarten. I said, time flies.
Absolutely. And your youngest is what, 4 now?
He'll be 3 in October.
3, yeah.
Oh, he's
all
a
right.
handful, too.
Well, Coach, obviously coming off of last year, what a great run you guys had, 11-2, 5-0 in the IVC North champions, and made a nice long run in there in the playoffs. And we won't really talk about how that one ended. We want to talk about your seniors and who you guys lost. And, it's tough to lose the group that you lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good senior group. Jared has 8-9 school records.
Sure.
Rodney has 2 or 3, and then you add in guys like Drake Hutchison and Braden Miller that transferred in or moved in. Jordan Detchen, I thought he had a great senior season as well, and then you lose a couple linemen, Aiden Renz and Gabe Campbell, and it was just overall it was a good group. And they're going to be missed, and but they had an unbelievable career, and we'll miss him.
Absolutely. You got some key guys coming back, though. You got Roy Simmons coming back. You got Julius Gore. I'm anxious to see that guy. That guy looked like a man last year, and I can only imagine another year in the weight room for him. I can only imagine what he's going to look like. Josh Unch is back as well, Aiden Sprague. Of course, quarterback battle. You kind of decided on your quarterback coming in already?
Yeah, it's our quarterback's going to be junior Jackson Jones, and he's kind of like Jared. He's taller, about 6'4". He's a little bit thicker than Jared, about 200 pounds or so, but extremely smart kid. 4.0 student, just a good kid, and he actually. He had a very good first scrimmage. I was really happy with his performance. He's without a doubt our QB1. And my biggest school, especially tomorrow, is just to make sure we get out of there healthy.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And looking at the schedule, Coach, got 2 new opponents this year. You're going to go down to Martins Ferry, and then you also have Mogador coming to Malvern. So non-conference schedule looks pretty challenging, but going to test you for the conference.
Yeah, we opened Valley Christian there, and they'll have some good athletes. A new head coach, so. We'll have to see once we get some film what they look like. But we know Martins Ferry. We wouldn't watch them Saturday. They have 45, 50 kids. They're just a good, solid football team. Harrison Central. Coach Hayes has got 45 kids out,
sure.
and then you have Mogador. That's they're Mogador.
Sure. Playoff team last year.
No matter what. I know last year was probably a little bit of a down year for them. I know they had a ton of injuries, but. They're still, they're one of the, premier small school teams in Northeast Ohio. So we're looking forward to, playing them. And then you play Tusky Valley, then you get into league play.
You got 6 playoff teams on the schedule from last year, this year. How does that prepare you to go into the playoffs? And obviously you get in only 12 teams now. And are you in favor of the 12 teams, or would you prefer the 16? What's your?
I'm actually, I see. So. I could be the odd man out here, but I'd actually prefer if it was still 8.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I just feel like, when it was 8 teams, it was such a huge deal when you made the playoffs.
Oh, you earned it.
When you went to 16, I just felt like it's really watered down. I'm okay with 12.
Sure,
I'm okay with 12, but I would have been happy with 8.
Sure.
I just think it means so much more when you have the 16 and a lot of teams are making it.
Sure.
It's just kind of like, and if you kind of look at us, I think if you look at the top 12 teams, we would have been in the playoffs no matter what the last 6 years. But to me, I just would have liked 8. But again, I'm good with 12. I'm worried more about. If we're one of those top 4 teams,
yes.
I don't like the bye.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. I don't like the bye because we actually, back in we had the COVID year 2020, we had that bye, and then I thought the first playoff game we were terrible, and we finally woke up in the fourth quarter, and it was just enough to win the game, but. Yeah, I'd be fine if we're the 5 seed.
Sure,
I'd have no problem.
Just
with
keep playing, keep everything normal, right?
I agree with you because if you're on that week 7 to 10, and your team's playing great, boom, week 11 you got to bye. Yeah. You lose all that momentum and everything. It's good for some teams because it gets them healthy for the long stretch run if you're going to make it that long. But it also hurt teams too if you have that mojo going and you think that your team can keep playing like this every Friday night. And boom, you have that bye week, and then that mojo goes away. Like Coach said,
if you look at last year, I really felt like our 3 games in the playoffs, even go back to week 10, that was the best I think we have played in a 4-game stretch in my career. And we were just peaking at the right time. And obviously we had to play Lucas, which was not a typical first-round game, a 14 seed. And then we play Lowville, then we play Hillsdale, but. You're playing that, and you're just in a rhythm. You're on a regular schedule. If we get that bye, how's that gonna affect the kids? I don't know.
Coach, obviously some much needed improvements at the field in the off season.
Yes.
Talk to us about what's going on up there.
So brand new field house, and it's nice. It's gonna be really nice. We're not in quite yet. Hopefully. Sometime next week. The nice thing is we're not actually at home until
you're not at home till September.
Yeah, September 5th. So we'll be fine. But I mean, the weight room's it's awesome. I mean, the locker rooms, training room, officials room, a nice bigger coach's office. So, I mean, it's an excellent facility. I was telling Coach Morris, I said, it's hard to believe. I said, that our old locker room was built in 1989, 1990. It was $19,000. I said,
wow.
This thing was $2.5 million. I said, it's unbelievable how much the cost of things have went up. No, I'd say hopefully in the next few years. I'd say 2-3 years.
I think there's only 2 teams in IVC North that has turf or grass.
Well,
you and Strasburg.
And Newcomerstown still has it.
Sorry.
TCC still has it, but I know Strasburg was trying to make a push for it too.
Sure.
And, I think more than anything, it's just going to become a thing of necessity more than need than anything else.
Well, Coach, obviously the season's right around the corner. Who scrimmage-wise you got tomorrow, or is it Friday?
We're tomorrow at Fairless. We scrimmaged Minerva last Friday, and I was real happy with that scrimmage. But again, scrimmages are just that, scrimmages.
Sure.
We tell our guys, we want to see energy, effort, and enthusiasm. But most importantly, we want to make sure we get out of there healthy, and we want to be a better team afterwards.
Absolutely. Well, I know Robbie and I will see you a couple times this year, and we wish you all the best as you start the season. Again, first 2 on the road, then you get that home opener against Harrison Central. We'll see you here in just a few weeks.
Okay. Sounds good, guys.
That's Matt Churko joining us here on our Big Z Sports preview show live from Sammy Sue's in Dover. We'll be back after this with Big Z Sports.
With Room by Room, new from Carpet One, we've made finding the right floors easier than ever. Browse our curated collection of flooring options and shop by color, design, and lifestyle. Our local flooring experts will work with you to make your vision a reality and guide you with knowledge and easy-to-use tools to find the floor that fits your needs. So if you're ready to transform your home with beautiful new floors, scan the code to get started and come see the Room by Room difference for yourself. Exclusively at Carpet One Floor and Home.
Are you ready to make a difference in a young person's life? Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Ohio has 88 children waiting for a mentor. As a mentor, you will spend as little as 4 hours a month with your little, guiding them, listening, and helping them discover their full potential. Your time and your kindness can change the course of their future. By becoming a Big, you're not just volunteering, you're defending the potential of a child, giving them an opportunity to dream big and reach higher. Visit www.bigs4kids.com to sign up and help us make sure that no child has to wait. Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Ohio. Defend the potential and become a Big today.
Find your path to success at Buckeye Career Center. Buckeye students earned over 3,000 industry-recognized credentials this past school year, and over 130 students participated in our School to Work program or an internship at a local business. Let us help you get a jump start on your future in a career of landscaping and turf management, pharmacy technician, HVACR, CAD development and design, or any of our over 30 programs. Enroll today for next school year by visiting BuckeyeCareerCenter.org.
When you're traveling to the game, there's a great way to see your directional map on a new radio from Cartoons in New Philly. Just plug in your phone, and all your maps and apps and Bluetooth devices are right on your radio. Cartoons carries a wide selection of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto radios from all of the name brands. From 7-inch screen radios to 10-inch screen radios, Cartoons has you covered. Stop in and see them on display and let Cartoons give you a demonstration. Cartoons, 517 West High Avenue in New Philly. Be there.
It is your high school football preview show for 2025, live from Sammy Sue's Barbecue and brought to you by the Keim Company. Another coach on deck, as it is head coach for the Newcomerstown Trojans, Dirk Gadd. Coach, always love having you around, and we were just talking there before we got started. 9 years.
Yeah.
We were kind of shocked by that number, actually.
Yeah, it's went fast. Oh, the first few years didn't go very fast, but since then it's went quick.
You know, it was crazy. 9 years ago when you started, Nick wasn't a part of Big Z Sports. I think he was still in college.
In 2016, yeah, I would have been.
So still in college. So, in college. Yeah. So Nick came in 2000, was that 18 or 19? Something like that?
19, something like that.
So, yeah, he was 3 or 4 years in and had a Coach of the Year under his belt and, doing some great things.
Yeah, I can honestly say when I got started, I didn't think I'd be here 9 years. So
we were joking around when I saw you at the Tusky County Hall of Fame preview show last week with your wife. I believe she was there, and I said, after the first 2 years, did you think he'd make it 9? And she's like, I wasn't really sure, after you going 0-10, 0-10, and you're like, man, what is going on?
I don't think our Board of Education thought I was going to make it 9 years either back then.
Coach, the other day I was actually driving past the school, and I saw you guys out running, out conditioning, getting ready to go. One of the things that I always enjoy is whenever I see that for any community, people watching that happening to, people buying in. I know how much that's been something that's been a big emphasis over the past few years, or the past 9 years in Newcomerstown. Still a lot of excitement around Trojans football heading into this season.
Yeah, we have great support in our community. That's one of the reasons I wanted to take the job when it became open, was because of what high school football means to our community and what it meant to me as a player there. So, lucky to have the community support that we have, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Coach, you got a couple new teams on the schedule this year. The first 2 weeks, Crooksville and Harrison Central, and the rest of the teams were on the schedule last year. But, first half of the schedule, Crooksville, Harrison Central, at Conotton Valley, at Toronto, and then Claymont for your crossover game. Talk about the first half for you and what you expect.
Yeah, we were looking to improve the strength of our schedule. I think, in order to be successful in the playoffs, you have to play a tough schedule. So we added Crooksville and Harrison Central, 2 teams that their record really doesn't tell you how good they actually are. Crooksville's, plays in the MBL, which is a really tough conference. Harrison Central, they have some really big kids. They're always physical, and they have athletes. And those 2 teams right out of the gate are going to be a challenge for us. So right from the start, we're going to see what we're made of.
Absolutely. Is that really their nickname, is the Ceramics?
They're the Ceramics, yeah.
They are the Ceramics.
I've never heard that.
Around Crooksville, big ceramic manufacturing and production. Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. I'm like, that has to be a typo, and I'm like, no way.
I spent some time doing MPL stuff, so you got used to that. Now, we're saying, like you said, you're going to find out what you're made of early on in the season. We expect the spread offense air raid again, right?
Yeah, probably won't be seeing much of that. If we're throwing the ball, we're in trouble, is what I always say. And I do say that, but, we have Tanner Smith back. He holds our school record for touchdown receptions in a career right now.
It's like if he catches the ball, it's a touchdown every time.
I think almost half of his receptions have been touchdowns in his career, and that's a real stat. So we're definitely lucky to have him back. And I say we don't throw the ball, but we throw the ball when we need to, which hopefully isn't very much. But
Coach, you threw 11 touchdown passes last year.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
and I think we threw the ball 13 times all year. So
Fish was Clayton Fish, your senior quarterback that you lost, obviously not coming back. He was 44 of 78 for 800, almost 1,000-yard passer at Newcomerstown.
Yeah, we're 50% completion rate.
We're going to miss Clayton. He was a leader for us, and it's one thing to have guys open, but you got to have a quarterback that gets it to them when they're open. And Clayton did a really good job of not missing the receivers that were open. So we're going to miss him this year.
Absolutely. Lost a couple good guys off that team, Clayton Fish, Bunk Millender, Carter McConnell, and Austin Smith as well. But you got some really good kids back. Dom Singer, J.J. Justice, which I believe you told me off the air, probably going to be your quarterback going into the season. Martin Hernandez, which you did leave him in the backfield, right? He is blocking and in the fullback position.
Martin's still on the defensive and offensive line for us. And I think Martin, his work ethic and he has the ability to be one of the best defensive linemen in the area and probably one of the best offensive linemen in the area. He's one of the strongest kid we've ever had come through Newcomerstown. So we're excited about what Martin might be capable of doing this year.
And obviously Dom Singer back to probably be the workhorse in that backfield.
Yeah, Dom holds some records at Newcomerstown. I'm not sure what they are, but I know he holds some records. So, he was All-Ohio last year. And anytime you bring a kid back that's explosive like Dom, it's a good thing.
He's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. He had 24 rushing touchdowns. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown, 2 punt returns for a touchdown. Did he have a receiving touchdown? Do you remember?
I don't know if he had a receiving touchdown or not.
It kind of looked like he scored about every way you can.
Well, we put Dom in a lot of positions. He's explosive, so we want him to have the ball as much as possible, and we put him in the places where the ball is going to be, and he makes big plays for us.
Now, I know it's an adage for pretty much every team you could possibly imagine, but I know you guys really, really put the emphasis on the defensive side of the ball. Everybody get to the ball. Everybody get over as fast as possible. I've even seen you guys run some of the drills, just where are you supposed to be on the field when the ball gets to this point, that kind of thing. How much, again, is that going to be a huge focus, and how much did that help you guys get to the level of success you've had?
We've actually implemented some new things in practice that help us get to the football, and I think it's really, seeing the results in our first scrimmage. We're seeing results from the things we're implementing. They're helping us get to the football. I was really happy with the effort our guys showed. We were physical. We had 11 guys to the football, but every rep in practice I'm screaming, get to the ball, everybody to the ball, and the kids, they play hard, and we rely on our defense heavily.
Mm-hmm. And on the other side of your schedule, we already ran through some of the first few weeks, but we know IVC, we don't have to tell you, it's as tough as it gets. I'm sure you guys expect more of the same this year coming out of the conference play. Yeah,
and I think, every school, I think, is going to be better this year. So I think we're going to have our hands full with our side of the conference. I've seen and talked with the coaches here, and, they're all excited, and I know a lot of schools have a lot of guys coming back. So, we're going to have our hands full with our conference this year.
And I'm sure week number 8 is circled on the calendar.
Yeah, week number 8 is always a battle. It was a good game last year. The ball didn't bounce our way on a couple kicks, gave them some extra possessions, but I thought we were in control of that game for most of it, but they got some extra possessions, and they pulled out a win. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that game.
Coach, first scrimmage obviously this past weekend. How'd you do, and who you scrimmaging this weekend?
We did well. Like I said, the kids were physical in that first scrimmage. Effort was good. Footwork there's some work to be done there on footwork, but our kids are excited. They were happy to be able to hit somebody else, and they came out and played really physical. And we have Tusky Valley here at Newcomerstown on Friday, so awesome. They're big. I saw them on film. They're big and they're physical, so we'll see what we're made of.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, good luck as the season starts here in another week, which is hard to believe, and year number 9 for you as the head coach at Newcomerstown. We appreciate your time as always, and always giving us the access that you do at the practices and games and in your time here away from your family as well. But we appreciate it and wish you all the best.
Good. Looking forward to seeing you guys this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is your high school football preview show here in 2025. Stick around with us. All brought to you by the Keim Company. Big Z Sports will be back after this.
Cush Financial Group has been proudly serving the community's financial needs for over 35 years. The team at Cush Financial follows an industry-leading service model with a unique approach and fiduciary responsibilities associated with their board-certified financial planner. With over 75 years of combined experience, the advisors at Cush Financial Group are here to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact their office at 330-308-8700 or visit their website at cushfinancial.com to see about scheduling your free consultation today. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Independence Capital Company Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC.
This is RJ Jacobs from DAC Vitamins and Minerals. Did you know that DAC Vitamins and Minerals has more than 40 proven equine supplements that include daily multivitamins, joint, digestion, reproduction and fertility, calming, and many other specialty products? DAC also carries a complete line of livestock products called DAC Show Contender. Feed DAC Vitamins and Minerals to get the competitive edge in the show pen. We've been feeding champions since 1983.
Spring and summer bring big events, graduations, yard sales, and tournaments. The Educational Service Center Print Center is your go-to for sponsor banners, yard signs, and custom graduation packages with invitations, envelopes, and thank you cards. And when it's time for sports, the ECO Center in St. Clairsville is the perfect venue for AAU and JO tournaments. With spacious seating, plenty of parking, and easy access to hotels and restaurants, it's your one-stop arena for wrestling, cheer, and more. Plan your next event with us on the court or in print. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
Is there anything better than high school sports? Hi, this is Pat Ferris of Ferris Chevrolet Buick and Toyota. High school sports bring out the best in our schools and in our communities, and the people at Ferris have always believed in the importance of athletics and academics. Just like we believe in the great cars and trucks we sell and service every day, like high school sports, we're a great tradition in this area. Ferris, on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
We're at Sammy Sue's in Dover for the Big Z Sports 2005 High School Football Preview Show presented by the Keim Company. Joined now by Dover head coach Matt Reese I'm Bill Hammerstrom. You should know Bob Von Kennel, the Hall of Fame Dover basketball coach, also a longtime official. He's going to be joining me for the play-by-play coverage of Dover football on WJER this year. But we're going to start with Coach Reese. Thanks for joining us here today. What's the schedule look like this week? You got a scrimmage coming up?
We do. We head up to Youngstown Cheney tomorrow, so that'll be our second scrimmage. So that pretty much wraps up our summer camp, 2 days, whatever you want to call it. But so we're excited to kind of see the growth from last week to this week and see how we're going to progress into week 1.
All right, first year coach taking over for Dan Ift. How do you feel about a week and a half away from your opener coaching your alma mater?
It truly is exciting, and it's one of those where you deal with the ups and the downs, and but I'm excited to continue to work with these kids and work with our staff and bond together and grow together and hopefully continue to build this program.
Well, I think Matt's gotten together a pretty good staff, a bunch of people that are pretty loyal, and they want to work together, and they all want to be a success. They don't leave it on the field. If it's not right, they're going to continue to work on it until they get it right. And being surrounded by some of his assistants and with him at the helm, I think they're going to be in good shape.
You want to talk about those guys you got around you?
I have a great staff, and that's I look K through 12 because we have a youth program that our varsity coaches are significantly involved in. But I look at our varsity staff. We've got a lot of experience. Zach Gardner is on staff with us, who's had head coaching experience at Sandy Valley and West Holmes. So he's really the only new addition to our varsity staff this year. And then our staff that other than Zach, they've been around for a long time. Shane Lester helps coordinate the secondary for us. Jared Perez helps work with the secondary and the offensive line. This is his third year, I believe. And then you can go on with John McElvain, John Lawrence helping with our offensive line, Ed Henry, Dave and Luke Filippi both played at Dover. Dave played with me. I know I'm missing somebody right now. I'm not intentionally doing that, trying to go through the faces in my head. But and again, you work down to our freshman level. Matt Von Kennel is our freshman head coach. He's been around for a long time, and his staff has been with him for several years. Tim Smith is our head middle school coach. Tim coached varsity football for a long time, and the funny story behind that is Tim's first year at Dover, he was the head freshman coach, which was my freshman year, so I have a lot of experience with Tim. So again, just talking about those guys in general, a great staff, hardworking, and like Bobby said, a loyal staff.
So people think they have a pretty good idea of what Dover football looks like for the past 30 years, right? When we talk to coaches for other teams, they say, well, we're playing Dover, so we know that. How do you think they finish that sentence? How would you like them to finish that sentence?
How I would like them to finish the sentence is they're a well-coached team. I think that Dover teams of the past, that most coaches would say they're a well-coached team. And so that's what I want to continue on. I want to continue on making sure that we're thorough as coaches, as we analyze our opponents and we prepare week in and week out, that we're good communicators with our athletes. So again, when we get to Friday night, we're prepared. That's my biggest thing. If we're prepared from there, we just have to play the game.
I'd say that was a key word, what Matt just brought up. I would label Matt as always being prepared. I think that he works long and hard hours, and he's going to have them ready for every situation, and then it's just a matter of execution.
So last year, you were defensive coordinator.
Correct.
And the team went through a bunch of injuries, particularly on that side of the ball. How is that going to help you this year? Because there were a lot of young guys in positions that they wouldn't have been in otherwise.
Yeah, in the moment when you have players that are still developing, and then all of a sudden, hey, you're no longer a JV player. You're gonna start against Steubenville. I've said it before. You got to grow up fast, and so gaining that experience and the speed of the game is so different at each level that it makes us better as we come into this season with some of those guys that did gain some of that experience that maybe they wouldn't have gained had we not dealt with some of those injuries.
Do you want to talk about any players in particular? I know people like to start with the quarterback position. Judkins had a great year.
Jack Judkins, our quarterback, is back. A senior leader for us, and we're looking at. We're excited actually to see him continue to develop and lead. I'll just stay on the offensive side of the ball. Justice Hughes returns at running back. Kale Oswald, Robbie Koppel return at receiver on the offensive line. Kim Nauer, Brady Hart, and Grant Smith all return. On the defensive side, we don't return as many. We return 5, but Dante Clark, who started for us as a freshman last year, he's back in the secondary. We're fortunate to have 3 linebackers in Mason Royer, Liam Mast, and then Carson McGarry. Carson McGarry, again, was a sophomore last year that received a lot of playing time and grew up very fast, worked very hard. And I was excited to see the fact that, he was thrown in there. I mentioned your first start against Steubenville. Carson's first start as a varsity football player was against Steubenville, and he never shied away. He never complained about it. And then up front, we returned Gavin Herman on the defensive line.
Something that you and Bob Von Kennel both know about, the scheduling for Dover. You have a tough schedule. Can you talk about it?
Sure. If you look at our schedule for the last several years, we have had a difficult schedule. But nonetheless, it presents great challenges for us, and hopefully, as we go through it, we're able to teach some of those lessons as it relates to, hey, we're going to deal with adversity at times. Some of those life lessons that we as coaches hope that our kids continue to take on with them long after they graduate from high school.
Well, when we weren't in the league the last several years there, it makes it really difficult to schedule football games, and usually after about week 4, everybody's filled up with league games the rest of the year. So we scramble, especially in the back half. And I credit Tim McCrate. It's a real challenge for getting 10 games. And we're not, as you alluded to, Bill, we're not a real attractive non-league opponent. Teams aren't saying, hey, we got an opening this week. Let's pick up Dover. We're one of the teams on the bottom of the list in Matt's sport or mine. We're not a real popular choice.
So you start with Glen Oak, big school, maybe not the season they wanted last year, but a big school like that, always going to have players, right, ready to come up.
They're going to have players, and they're well coached. Familiar opponent to us because we've scrimmaged them. Scott Garcia, their head coach, has done a phenomenal job with them. We talked about being prepared. They're a well-prepared team. So again, looking forward to that challenge, and hopefully seeing the growth out of our kids as we go week in and week out.
I wanted to talk to you. The Browns are getting ready to scrimmage against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I saw Nick Sirianni on talking about his days at Mount Union, where you come from. Did you guys cross paths? He was kind of like at the end or at the beginning of his coaching career when you started, or something like that.
Yeah. So Coach Sirianni, my freshman and sophomore year, he was on staff. And so, my freshman year in the spring, he was helping coach linebackers. So I did have a little experience, with Coach Sirianni there, and then he moved into the defensive backfield my sophomore year. So Coach Sirianni, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's funny. I'll tell you what. You want to hear someone crack some jokes occasionally. Coach Sirianni's pretty good at that. So, but yeah. Coach Sirianni, I do have a little bit of experience with him.
What he said in the interview that I saw was he learned how to win at Mount Union. And you, alongside Dan Ift, Coach Larry Karras at Mount Union, can you elaborate on learning how to win with coaches like that?
So, I will say what Coach Sirianni has said as well. There's a formula that Coach Karras helped to develop, which he refers to as players, formations, plays. And, anyone that has played or coached at Mount Union, they try to follow that. They follow that formula. They don't try to. They follow that formula because they've seen it work and they've seen it be successful. And so, you talk about Mount Union in general. That's kind of the foundation for how that program was built. And you look at 13 national championships behind it, there's obviously some validity to it.
Yeah, well, definitely playing up there with the Purple Riders, they were going to be successful. And you do learn how to win by winning. That's a big key to it.
You got a preview of the cheer season for us. You got high school royalty there. We got the head football coach and the head cheerleading advisor together.
Right now, this time of year, the Mrs. or Courtney and I, my wife, head cheerleading coach, we pretty much just cross paths. We do get some time to sit down and talk. I don't really have much of a preview yet. Maybe if I get a chance tonight, I'll tell her to write one up for me just for the next time we talk.
That sounds good. Bill Hammerstrom for Big Z Sports, the 2005 high school preview show presented by the Keim Company right here at Sammy Sue's in Dover. Alongside, we got longtime coach Bob Von Kennel. Coach, you looking forward to some Dover football?
We're looking forward to it, and the new opponents on the schedule. You pick up a Maple Heights, who was 8-4 last year, Columbus Academy, who was 10-2. So we didn't get any breathers there, that's for sure. So every night out, it's going to be us requiring our best.
All right, Coach Matt Reese of the Dover Crimson Tornadoes, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For Big Z Sports and Bob Von Kennel, I'm Bill Hammerstrom. We'll be back with more of the Big Z Sports 2025 preview show right here from Sammy Sue's in Dover.
At First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community isn't just a slogan. It's how we do business each and every day. I'm Corey Parker, mobile mortgage lender, and our goal is to empower your financial well-being and build a lasting relationship with you, your family, and your business. We're here to assist you every step of the way, from checking and savings accounts to mortgages and commercial loans. First Federal Community Bank, serving your banking needs in Dover, New Philadelphia, Yorksville, Sugar Creek, Berlin, and Mount Hope. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 1810696.
This is Brian Williams, commercial lender with the First National Bank of Denison. The day you decided to open your business, you planted the seed. As your roots become stronger, the First National Bank of Denison is here to help your business grow. Strong businesses make strong communities, and because we live, work, and raise our families here, your business benefits us all. Whether you need more space, equipment, or inventory, come see us today for your next business loan. We are a local bank with local decision makers, and your success is our greatest reward. At the First National Bank of Denison, we have our roots where others have their branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Gillen Body Shop knows that when their business is needed, it's never planned and it can cause quite the inconvenience. That's why Gillen Body Shop makes the process as easy as possible for their customers by making sure the work is completed right the first time. Gillen Body Shop has experienced staff that give all completed work a 100% guarantee. So when those unplanned repairs to your vehicle are needed, there's only one choice. Gillen Body Shop on Cary Avenue in New Philadelphia. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Big Z Sports 2025 preview show presented by the Keim Company here from Sammy Sue's BBQ in Dover, and myself and Roger Metzger now being joined by second-year Carrollton Warrior head coach Storm Hill and coach 7-4, 4-1 in the EBC a year ago. You lost to Tri Valley in the first round of the playoffs, but a playoff team nonetheless. Look, when you lose to a 3 seed in Tri Valley, that's okay. Yeah. It's understandable, right? Just, talk to me about the schedule and how this year's shaping up. You added Edison to week 2, Cloverleaf to week 3. You lost Triway and Ridgewood off your schedule.
Right, yeah. We opened up with East Liverpool again this year, and I think, they're going to have us marked up on the calendar. It was a very close game last year. Mm-hmm. We made some mistakes that they should have capitalized on. They had us in the red zone, and we got a pick 6.
Yeah, 7-point game.
Yep. So, they're going to be ready to go week 1. Coach Perro, who's taken over at Edison, he was a former Carrollton coach, so he has a little experience in the program there too. And I know they got a lot returning. I don't know a ton about Cloverleaf in our preseason scouting stuff, just because they're so far away. We don't have a lot of common opponents in there.
Yeah.
And then we have Howland and we have Akron Garfield then too. So, which were both teams we played last year and did really well. And then when we get into league play, we can't have an off night.
No.
Not schools that you guys get to cover as much. Obviously, it was so much north.
Right.
But West Branch is the champs, and if you want to win, you got to go up there and take care of the deed there.
So. See, we're familiar, especially Roger and myself. Back, I'm a Dover alum, and Dover was in the NBC when it was the NBC back when I was in school. So I remember all these teams because we went to back when Louisville was in. Right, went to Louisville, went to Marlington, went to Northwest, went to West Branch.
Yep.
So those bus rides to Beloit were a trip. They're not as far for you.
Yeah, well, I think we probably have the longest travel about any team around here.
No, it's true.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, Storm, obviously this is your second year now as being a head coach, and you were a long-time assistant there. What did you learn last year as far as a head coaching perspective goes? What did you learn most?
I would say probably the number one thing is you always have to think about what the next move is. Like,
you got to be thinking ahead.
Yes,
right?
Any day. Like, we finished practice, and I'm thinking, all right, what else we got to get done? Like, I have a running tally either on my phone or in a tablet or whatever it may be, because I'm always thinking about the next thing we have to accomplish or we have to get done. Whether doing stuff with our touchdown club, or like making sure kids have food after practice for certain things that we have,
Right.
or, all those things, sponsorships, and my touchdown club does an excellent job helping me. I could not survive without those ladies that helped this year. But there's always stuff that you got to make sure you have your grasp
Now
on.
that you're the head guy, you got to do all this.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, it's different when you're an assistant and you're like, you got all these great ideas, and you're like, yeah, well, the head coach has 15 other things that he's also running through his mind at the same time. So
yeah,
Absolutely. Coach, talking about some of the returners, of course, Dalton Sweeney comes back, Levi Kiko comes back, Isaac Husted. And we don't often talk about kickers returning, but you've got a sophomore kicker that can be a difference maker, right? He was one of those special teams guys that was on our short list of special team player of the year in Payson Havens, and he does a great job. It's an asset to have a kid come back like that you can get 3 points off of his leg if you need to.
Yeah, I kind of recruited Payson basically at the Carroll County Fair. I'd been working on him when he was in 8th grade, and he finally, I don't know if it just clicked for him there, and he decided to come out, and it's been a pleasure to have him. He's very focused on that. We don't win last year against Akron Garfield if he doesn't make an extra or a field goal there. And we don't make it in the playoffs, to be quite honest, if we don't.
Right.
And then you were talking about some of our other returners. I think it should be Hayden Thomas, not Dalton Sweeney on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got you.
And
My
then,
bad. Yep.
And then Levi Kiko. And Levi,
Yep.
Levi was almost a 1,000-yard back last year, got banged up,
Yeah.
Against our Alliance game. And we missed him, in a big game against West Branch and Salem there. But he's come back stronger, and Hayden's done a great job in the weight room this year. And they're gonna lead our rushing attack for sure this year. So
who are you going to put under center for Jacob as he graduated and moved on? So what are you looking at quarterback-wise?
Yeah, no question, Hunter Allison. Hunter's one of our team captains this year.
Who played wide out last year for you, correct?
Yes, played wide out, played outside linebacker, had a great game against Alliance. He had a touchdown and he had an interception. And unfortunately in that game, tore his ACL also.
Yeah.
So kind of, had his coming out party per se, and then, got that injury. But he's worked great. Getting back from that injury, and he's stronger. And then, we do a lot of things within the football program, lifting, and he's done even more so on his own to make sure that his strength's where it needs to be. And he had, less than probably 6 months after that injury, he's, starting for the baseball team.
Right.
Had a great year this year, and, has a possibility to go play college baseball too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And Storm, we talked a little bit about the EBC. I mean, just tell the viewers what it's like to play in that league. That's very, very competitive.
Very competitive, yeah. And, we've been in there for a long time. Like, you referenced there, it's, most of the same teams minus Louisville.
Yep.
But you can't have an off night for sure. I look across the league, I think Salem has one of the best quarterbacks coming back in the league. I think West Branch obviously brings back a group, and I think I saw the other day they have like 80 kids on their roster, so there's obviously strength in numbers there too. Coach Slates has taken over at Minerva, and I think he's going to do a great job. Marlington, they're going to do a good job there too. Evanich is a player, probably one of the best receivers in our conference. So, like I said, you can't have an off night. We have to be spot on, or it can catch you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, Coach, before we let you go, finish up your food and everything, your second year of being here at the preview show, you got to go through, the wrap-up show last year as well. Just talk about what it's like to actually sit around and talk to all these coaches. Do you pick their brain at all? Do you say, hey, I got this kid, we talked to Coach Iannono from TCC, and he said, I think that sometimes I'm a little – like, man, I'm dealing with this problem, and I'm the only one that's dealing with this problem. He goes, and then I sit down and I hear, oh, wait, you're dealing with the same thing.
For sure.
Is that one of those things where I don't think you see this anywhere else where you can get 10, 12 coaches from an area and put them all in a room, and everybody's just sitting around talking about life and sharing stories. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. And, I talked to Coach O'Hara earlier because we were talking about some youth football things. I think that's a huge thing, especially, him and I have similar situations with smaller communities, and, making sure you structure things the proper way that's most conducive for your community, and making sure, you get as many kids having positive experiences playing football and want to continue to do that once they get into middle school and high school. So.
Absolutely. And, Coach, we appreciate you opening up your program. you guys have always been welcoming to us whenever we want to come out and do a game or whenever we want to come out and do a coach's show or whatever. You guys have always opened up your program, and we appreciate you continuing to do that. We're looking forward to covering the Warriors again this year.
Thank you, fellas. And I appreciate you guys coming because it's nice to get some recognition down in Carroll County. So.
Absolutely. And listen, you just keep sending those stats, and we'll keep talking about them on Friday.
I can do that.
Hey, that's all I was doing. It's the first thing I said to him when I walked in here. Hey, you're still sending me stats, right?
We got that email chain going.
Absolutely. All right, that is Carrollton head coach Storm Hill. And again, their game breakdown all year long brought to you by Huebner Chevrolet. We've got a couple more coaches to wrap things up here from the 2025 preview show from Sammy Sue's Barbecue in Dover.
At Hartson's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartzler's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
The other guy's insurance, you got Kyle.
Hey Kyle, it's Brenda. I was just reading through your proposal and I have a few questions.
When we drafted up your proposal, we really aimed right down the middle.
Sometimes wonder if your insurance agent true priority is more time on the golf course.
At Hummel, we do insurance differently. Our expert advisors help you not only mitigate risk, but operate more efficiently, decrease employee turnover, and increase your bottom line.
Jeff Wallach, LLC, is a family-owned and operated company proudly serving greater Northeast Ohio and surrounding communities for over 25 years. We specialize in vinyl siding, replacement windows and doors, gutters, downspouts, and much more. We provide quality service regardless of the size or scope of the project. Our crews are reliable, respectful, and mindful of a safe work environment. Jeff Wallach, LLC is certified by the Better Business Bureau. Call today and discover how we can assist you in making your vision a reality.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
I did, but it was okay.
Welcome into the 2025 preview show. Our final coach that we get to talk to, our 14th out of 16 coaches, and it's head coach John Slusser of the Ridgewood Generals. And, Coach, entering your 21st season with the Generals, but I want to note on something. Every year you tell me, we might win 4 games. We might win 6 games. We'll be lucky to be 500. Coach, your record, 181-46 with 18 playoff appearances, only 3 times in your career at Ridgewood. You haven't went to the playoffs. Those are incredible stats.
He told me they were going to win the league this year.
Is there a question?
No, I want you to allude is that you're old and you've been there a while. Okay.
He's not much older than us, Chris.
Well, I know that, but we're old, Joe. We've been doing this for a while. Okay, so since you don't want to talk about yourself, let's talk about the program and what you guys just did. Beautiful, brand new turf in. You guys that just got to get on it back, Friday night. Talk to me about turf at Ridgewood Field now. It is great. Beautiful.
Okay, 2 things. One, I'm going to go back to your first.
Okay.
All those numbers, how impressive I am, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's right. No, I want to say this. That is a credit because I have a great community, and they support unbelievably. I have great coaches.
Yep.
They drive me nuts, but they are really good. You got to deal with it, but they're just such good they're such good people. I mean, they treat our kids great. So I've been very lucky to be at Ridgewood. I hope they feel the same, but I know that I've been lucky to be in that community. It's been great to me.
So talk to me about the new turf.
The turf.
It was all his idea.
Yes, I did it all. No,
I know that's not true.
No, listen, we have the most beautiful facility of anyone. Our locker room, our coach's office, our weight room, our press box, our stands, and now that turf is the final thing. It just made it unbelievably beautiful. Once again, that's a credit to our community, our school district, I said this to somebody in the paper or something, small communities are really struggling and times are hard, and our communities rallied around our school, and I think it's made both valuable. I think our school district's made West Lafayette a place that people want to live, and I think West Lafayette's made the school district good by supporting them. It's just, I'm an incredibly lucky person to be involved in that school district and that community. I am thankful to God for that all the time. Now, that being said, I miss the grass from the mud. I think that I believe I like football to be played on grass.
I get it.
I do not like to practice on rock, though, and dirt. So I'm thankful that our kids don't have to practice out on that field anymore. Yep. It was dangerous. But I'm going to miss the grass on Friday nights. I still think that's how sports should be played. You should smell the grass. You should have grass stains, not rug burns. I like mud when it rains.
Mud when it snows?
Mud when it snows.
I get it.
But I'm very grateful for what we have, and I don't want to sound ungrateful.
No, because it's beautiful. Yes,
it is. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely. Coach, looking at the schedule, you have two new opponents this year. You bring in Lutheran East, and you bring in, of course, East Canton is your crossover game this year. Talk about how your schedule plays out for you and what you feel about what you have the first half getting ready for that gauntlet in the second half.
We always, at least for the past few years, we've always started off with the two county schools, Coshocton and Riverview. I think this is the last year for the Riverview game for a while. And Coshocton's going to move to week 3 the next year. So we've kind of moved that around a little bit, but still look forward to those two games just because it's a county game. Our county looks forward to it. Usually get nice crowds for that. We always get nice crowds at our place, but I look forward to those two. The third game against Lutheran East I know nothing about. We did scrimmage Lutheran West, oddly enough.
They were a playoff team last year, 9-2. Lutheran East was.
Yeah, they lost to Field, maybe. I don't know.
Not sure on that one. I know they're 9-2.
Yeah,
they finished at 9-2.
Their quarterback's going to Youngstown State, so I know he's pretty good. Yep. Other than that, I don't know a lot about him. Like I said, we scrimmaged Lutheran West the other day, and I said to the coach, "Are you guys pretty familiar with Lutheran East?" And he said, "Only by name. They're on the complete other side of the city." So I said, "Not really a big help then."
Right.
So I don't know much about them. Utica, I don't know what they bring back, but I know that was a good game last year. And it's up there. Now we got to go play on grass. That'll be weird, right?
Yeah, no kidding. In East Canton too, right?
We're gonna have to slum it that week and play on grass. Anyhow, and then we play East Canton, and we haven't played East Canton for a long time. So I haven't followed them. I know Spider Miller is a tremendous coach. I think he's second to none. So they'll be well coached and played, and so it sets up like normal, but, you try to get out of your non-league as much as you can and try to get 3 or 4 wins, set yourself up.
And you got Tusky Valley, so another game on grass, week 6.
Yeah, right.
So you'll be good.
These poor grass field people, right?
Coach, some of your returners, you returned Jace McQueen, Talon Carnes, Jackson Cabot, Bryce Tolliver. I'm sure you're glad to have the junior big boy back. Talk to me about how your offense is going to shape up, who you're going to run at quarterback, and kind of where you're going to go from some of your skill positions.
Jace is going to be our quarterback this year. He's a nice athlete. I think he's one of the better ones in the area.
Just was dinged up last year, right?
Well, it's funny because I tease him about that all the time. He gets dinged up from time. Listen, my whole team, I've never seen anything like it in West Lafayette. We get dinged up a lot.
That's
I've
true.
had more injuries.
If you weren't so hard on him in practice, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's not the case. But anyhow, last week we had more injuries, I think, last week than I had in my previous 31 years at Ridgewood. It's been trying. It's been a trying week. But Jace returns. We return Tolliver at running back.
Yep.
We'll have Logan Wentz, who transferred in at running back. We'll have Maverick Lockard will be a running back. We have Talon Carnes, who can run the ball. So, we have a full house of talented players. Yeah. I could win games with any of those 4 guys I just mentioned. I think they're all pretty good. Our receivers are good because Tally goes back and forth. You had Jackson Cabot out there.
Yep.
Our skill guys are pretty good.
Yep.
The part I worry about is we had to replace a lot of the guys up front, and that has not been an easy process. Our best guy has yet to play in a scrimmage, and I don't think he's going to play Friday night. So we'll see. We'll see when we get him back where we go with that. It's been a little bit of a struggle putting those pieces together up front. So offensively, I think we're still a wild card. And how we grow up front is going to be a big deal because I think our skill's good. Our skill's good enough to beat people.
I know defensively is kind of where Ridgewood always hangs their hat. How do you feel about that side of the football?
I feel pretty good about it. I like where we're at defensively if we're healthy. The other day when we went to Kirtland to scrimmage, we were missing 7 guys that I thought would start or play a lot for us.
Oof.
That's a big deal for a small school, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a big deal. I know tomorrow night we're going to be without our best defensive linemen because he's our best offensive lineman, Nettles. And we're going to be without our starting safety. And the Marlatt kid who we thought would start for us or play a lot on both sides of the ball is yet to practice this year because baseball always kills our guys, right? We got to outlaw that sport. But anyhow, so we just had a rash of injuries.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I know you got your food sitting over there yet. We won't keep you too long. I just wanted to tell you again how much we appreciate you always opening up your program. You're one of my favorite guys to talk to on a Friday night after a win.
Me too.
When you come in and call, it's always great the bantering that goes on back and forth between you and Big Z Sports, and we appreciate it. We enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do, and we know the listeners enjoy it. So just, again, thank you to everything you do, not just for the Ridgewood community, but for all of our Big Z Sports community because it doesn't go unnoticed.
I appreciate it. I enjoy it. I actually, unless we lose, I look forward to your call. And you know what, you guys, I've known so many of you guys for so long, and of course you added Roger to the mix and some of those guys, so it's great. I just told Joe I'm going to do it on air too.
Oh, stop it.
Last year after a Garaway game, people that don't know, Joe and I are pretty good friends. Like, we keep in contact outside of the season. But he does live in Sugar Creek.
That is correct.
I do.
That is correct.
I mean, I have a hard time forgiving him for that. But I get it, right?
I do love Amichis, though.
After the game last year, joking with him, I said, sorry, when we beat Garaway,
right.
Teasing him. If you didn't know us and you didn't know our relationship, you might have thought I was being a I was not. I was teasing him, and I want you to never get your feelings hurt.
Trust me. I know. And that was I had the biggest laugh after that. We went off the air, and I was, you're good.
You know what? It just seemed like the thing to say right then. You know what I mean?
I get it. It's the heat of the moment, and I understand.
It just seemed like the right thing. Also, I was a little disappointed because they told me I could talk for an hour when I was up there.
Well, we got 25 minutes left.
Well, is that because your game breakdown sponsor is brought to you by ClaxonSports.com? Is that why?
Love Claxon Sports.
Well, I get to say that with Ridgewood all year long. So
you know the thing about Case, he's a very good friend of mine. We go to the same church together, and his wife's always been great to me. But he's never once asked me to do any NIL deals or anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I get it. I don't understand
it. Face would make money.
You should absolutely be getting a cut of something.
Yeah, right.
I'm with you.
As much as you're on with him, and
I get it.
Yeah,
I mean. Oh, goodness.
Hey, man, I appreciate it so much.
No, we appreciate you,
hopefully
Coach.
you're covering us sometime, and I'll see you
Absolutely.
guys down the road.
You know when I'll see you, right?
I know. I appreciate it, man.
All right. That is head coach John Slusser of the Ridgewood Generals. And, again, their game breakdown brought to you by ClaxonSports.com. When we come back, we'll wrap things up right after this with Big Z Sports.
Lindsay Adams State Farm takes pride in customer service, community involvement, and their professional knowledge in the products and services offered, providing protection to their customers in more ways than just their auto insurance by protecting you from encountering any unexpected occurrences, including your auto, home, income, and the loss of a loved one. At Lindsay Adams State Farm, you're more than a customer, you're part of their family. Learn more about what Lindsay and her agents can do for you by visiting lindsayadamsf.com.
Technology shouldn't slow us down. It should move us forward. At Logivision Technologies, we've been helping local businesses for over 12 years on US 62 in Winesburg, solving tech problems and making everyday operations easier. And we're here with custom IT solutions that just simply work. At Logivision, it's people first. That means service with integrity, professionalism, and genuine care. Call 330-234-5025 for your free consultation today. Logivision Technologies, local IT, real solutions, people first.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. For the past 30 years, the residents in and around Tuscarawas County have made the call to the realtors and staff at McInturf Realty for buying and selling of residential and commercial properties. We truly live in a great community, and in all of these communities, there is nothing better than high school football. For myself and all the agents and staff at Mac and Turf Realty, we would like to wish all the area athletes good luck this season. And make the call to Mac and Turf Realty at 330-364-SOLD.
Yeah, when I got up this morning and went to work, it was raining. Welcome back to the Big Z Sports 2025 preview. We're talking weather, just like we always do on Friday nights, only it's Wednesday, right? We've been doing weather on Saturdays, too, you and I, haven't we?
A little bit this year.
A little bit.
Too much.
Goodness gracious. Wrapping things up with our 2025 preview show presented by Keim. Again, thank you to everybody at Sammy Sue's. The food was outstanding. Bailey does such a great job, and she went around and made sure everybody's glasses were full. Everybody had everything that they needed. Sammy Sue's, it's such a great place to start our season, isn't it, guys?
Oh, it's awesome.
It certainly is, yeah.
Want to wrap things up with a couple other teams that, of course, coaches couldn't come tonight. I believe it was father-son deal for head coach A.J. Sarbaugh and a family deal for head coach Brian Gamble. They both wanted to be here but had family obligations. We understand that. Families first, right? Especially, being with these kids most of the summertime and now all the way through fall. So we did want to touch on that. A.J. Sarbaugh coming into his 7th season, 5 playoff appearances. They bring a lot back. You got to see, Keith, some of their scrimmage. They finished up 4-7, did make the playoffs, kind of got in there as I believe they were the 16 seed. They played South Range a year ago. They added Waynedale, and they lost CVCA from the schedule. So basically a returning schedule and some returning players for Fairless and head coach Sarbaugh.
Yeah, you got Mikey Ritter back. He's coming back under center, and he was a sophomore last year coming in as a junior, and I thought he finished the year strong. Has a big weapon, and Peter Snidely, the tight end, and obviously he's probably a defensive end, and Peter's no little fella.
No, he is not.
So he's going to be a big force on that defense and offense, and Zach Gilkerson and Troy McVicker, they had big games last year. I mean, even when I was there stringing, and I believe one of them, that was McVicker or Gilkerson, they had a beautiful catch in the back of the end zone. So they got all kinds of talent.
And Cam Carl as well.
Yeah,
57 catches last year.
Yeah, so they got plenty of weapons for Ritter back. I look for them to be very explosive on offense. Their scrimmage, they fared well against Indian Valley. They held their own, and they put some nice stuff together. And, their defensive line played very well. So they got a lot of positives to build from that.
Right. And, Roger, do you think head coach Sarbaugh is going to be able to keep his voice together this year? Or do you think when he calls us after a win, it's going to be bad?
He'll probably be talking like this, and he'll say, "Go Falcons."
He does say that. And we appreciate head coach Sarbaugh, again, with his family deal. But they come in to the season after a 4-7 season, 1-5 in the pack. They open up against who we'll talk about next, the Sandy Valley Cardinals, and everything kicks off on Thursday night, a week from tomorrow. I cannot believe football's here already, right? I can't believe it. But we talk about head coach Brian Gamble, his 9th season already, 5 playoff appearances. They finished up 5-5, just missed out on a playoff berth. And really, they finished strong with winning 2 of their final 3 games against Claymont and Tusky Valley. The only loss was at Garaway. They added Strasburg to week 5. They lost TCC off their schedule. They bring back a lot of familiar kids with Caleb Dubner, the junior quarterback, going to come back and lead them. I know you've been up there and seen a little bit of their camp. Just talk to me about Sandy Valley.
Yeah,
Keith.
Dubner's the real deal, I think, as an athlete. He can play any position. He played wide receiver a little bit last year. He's in the dual threat situation this year. He threw some beautiful balls the other day, and I tell you what, Gino Tarzi, he made a one-handed catch, and he might not have pulled it quietly down inbound with his feet, but he pulled it in, and they were doing things. And I believe it's Natch Overly's his name, the running back, and he had some nice runs. So them are their biggest 2 weapons for Dubner, and they got Gillen. I think it's Jake Gillen on the O line, so he's a big fella, and they got some nice looking linemen. So hopefully they can get that running game going, and I'm sure they're going to use Dubner a lot with his feet because he can run, and he did a good job with his reads and stuff. So they got a lot of work to do defensively. Watching them, they're young. I believe they only have 3 seniors, no more than 6, but I think it's only 3. So they are very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Roger, when you look at them, like Keith had talked about, Dubner comes back. He's a junior. Like we said, dual threat quarterback. Natch Overly, the running back, didn't have a ton of carries last year, but made the most of them. And Micah Horvath, another one of those kids that had some carries. When you have a Jack Murphy who has 100 carries on the season, you don't get a lot of carries in the backfield.
Absolutely.
And,
he's going to be the bell cow.
Yeah, and these two kids gonna bring it. It'll be interesting to see what happens between them and Fairless in Navarre to kick things off
next Thursday.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And Brian Gamble in his 9th season already. That's crazy.
I know.
I can't believe that this is the 11th for me hosting the show. It's crazy. Like I said, guys, I appreciate both of you guys. I know we'll see you a little all over the place this year, String, and I'm sure we'll get you in the studio some too. Appreciate all you do and being so willing to go anywhere and everywhere if we ask you to.
Yeah,
man.
I just love it. I do it for the kids, like I tell Adam, and I think it's great for the communities. I think it's great what Big Z does. Next weekend I'm going to be out at Harrison Central Claymont, first time in the booth calling a game, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then, like you said, I think there's a couple dates in the studio, and I'll go back to doing a little stringing. So I just love getting out and supporting the kids. That's what it's about.
And we appreciate, like I said, your willingness and your knowledge. It's very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
And Roger, listen, you and I go way back. This is your 3rd year with Big Z Sports now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love having you in the studio. I think me, you, and Adam make a good combo in there on pregame, postgame, and halftime. I think we do a great job, and
we do too.
I appreciate everything you do.
Not to toot our own horns or anything.
Not to toot our own horns, but I think we do a great job. And
I think everybody at this station does a great job. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody has got their own role, and everybody does it to their best of their ability.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to being with you in a week from, in 8 days, 9 days.
Yes.
It's going to be nice. You get to see this face for 12 weeks.
The main thing is what's on the menu for
well, we don't know. We have to ask Adam that. We don't know yet. But I'm sure we'll have something ready to go.
I'm not there to see you. I'm there to get some
You're there to get some food.
That's
Absolutely.
the best part of the studio days.
Absolutely. And then Roger loves it when we have to play rain songs. When we're under rain delays, I have to play rain songs, like Garth Brooks and Thunder Rolls and,
No rain games.
Those games stink, don't they? When we have rain delays and don't get out of there on midnight,
how about
stinks.
I was going to say, how about tonight? We were expecting maybe to get some rain, and it didn't rain a drop.
Listen, I wish Adam would be the weather forecaster on Saturdays for Midvale, right? We'd have a lot less rainouts than we have this year. But, again, thank you. A huge shout-out to all 14 coaches that were able to be here and the 2 that weren't due to family obligations. We can't do this show, the wrap-up show, or any show without all of our great 16 coaches that we have in this area. We're so blessed to have the coaches that we do to open up their programs and allow us to come in. And this show has always been about the kids in the program. That's all it's ever been about. That's all it will ever be about. We want to make sure that we lift these kids up and lift these programs up and get them noticed. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Exactly. Absolutely. You said it perfectly, Chris.
Yep. And, again, thank you to everybody at Sammy Sue's. Thank you to everybody who stepped in to help out. Of course, our sports director, Adam Soweski, Travis McClelland over there, Joe Geckler, Nick McWilliams stepped in, Robbie Anderson stepped in, Shannon Thomas, of course. We had a little bit of everybody in and out of here, and we just appreciate it. And, of course, to Claxon Communications for all that they do. We couldn't do what they've really raised our game to the next level when it comes to the Big Z Sports Show, and we can't do all that we do without them. So thank you again to Casey Claxon and all his crew, and we appreciate each and everybody for being here. Thanks again to Bailey, and look, week 1 of the high school football season gets ready to start in just a week from tomorrow. So for Logan McPeek behind the camera, Casey Claxton, for Roger Metzger, Keith Thomas, and the rest of the crew, I'm Chris Kale saying we'll see you in about a week.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of High School Sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.